Sports Writer of the Year, Jason Wilde.
Is there anything anybody loves more than agreeing with Tausch?
Packers Hall of Famer, Mark Tauscher.
I got a hunch this isn't going to be concise either.
Broadcasting live from the Everlight Solar Studio.
I would say that you are pretty easygoing. You're actually probably more easygoing than I am.
This is Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin.
Well, you're not easygoing at all.
Hey!
On 100.5 ESPN, the ESPN app, and Wisconsin On Demand.
It is the Monday edition. There will be no Squat Fest 2.0 on Wilde and Tausch edition. But boy, was that fun. That was a really fun way to wrap up the week edition. Speaking of things that were fun, the State of the Packers show live from Summerfest was on Saturday. That was really fun, too. And you know what's really fun? Today's July 1st. You know what that means? That means there's a new Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin read to be delivered by one Packers Hall of Famer. And that's always fun. Wonder if it has anything about a first pitch included in it. Edition of Wilde and Tausch on 94.5 ESPN Milwaukee, 100.5 ESPN Madison, 1430 ESPN Beaver Dam, ESPNWisconsin.com, the ESPN app, your Alexa smart speaker, streaming live video, both on the ESPN Madison YouTube page and the ESPN Milwaukee YouTube page. Also on Facebook and shortly, as Jesse works out some bugs, on Twitter as well. And, of course, everything you need in podcast form on WisconsinOnDemand.com and the Wisconsin On Demand app, where you can get all the podcasts you want, and you can get them on your other platforms as well. Google Play, Apple Podcasts, TuneIn Radio, Spotify, and RIP Stitcher.
What is this?
I don't know, but I don't like it.
What are we doing here?
You guys don't like any change ever.
It's really close.
No, what is this?
Yeah.
It's way too snug.
All right, for those of you that are listening on the radio or streaming on audio platforms,
way too snug for OT now.
I got too close of a look at
What?
Mark Tauscher's nose hair.
Yeah, why are we this close?
This is what they want us to use now.
Who is they?
The graphic people.
Well, now I got to, how do I figure out how to stand in the middle? I'm Jason Wilde in Green Bay, slightly distracted by our new video format. Jesse Nelson is in the Everlight Solar ESPN Madison Studios. What happens when we go to a three-shot with you?
Watch this one. Bang! Whoa!
No, they're too narrow. Too narrow.
They're fine. We're good.
I don't
Was
like
this
it.
your idea?
I'm just going to go. I don't like it. I don't like it.
Of course you don't like it.
Was this, Jesse, did
What do
you
mean,
decide
of course
this?
I don't like it.
Is this your decision?
No. I actually like our old one.
Oh, thank you for your honesty. And from his
Who are we
undisclosed
trying
location.
to please? Who are we pleasing then?
graphic
If none of us
people.
like it, who's the graphic people?
Well, I'm
That's
not
like
going
when
to name
people
names.
say. People say,
You've probably never even heard of the graphic people.
who are the people? Yeah, T.J. Hogan's, I know, a graphic guy. An old host of On the Rocks. Is he the one that wants this?
Cool.
He's in the conversation, yeah.
Okay.
Apparently we need to have
You know
another
who should probably be in
conversation.
the conversation? OT. J-Dub. I guess.
And Jelly.
I guess it doesn't matter for you. Maybe this is great. I don't know. This is super snug, though. Like,
Yeah,
super snug.
and now I don't know where to stand. I feel like I'm off center.
I don't know what to do with my hands. Like, what do you do with your hands when you're? I don't know what you do.
All
with
right.
your
Well,
hands.
I can't imagine that those of you that are listening to the audio portion of this program are enjoying us discussing our video challenges. But the voice you hear, belly aching, and not just me, because I was belly aching, belongs to the Packers Hall of Famer Mark Tauscher. Tausch, good morning. How was your weekend?
It was good. I have to give credit, and I think, especially for us and a lot of people that are listening that have kids, and I've run into a lot of coaches, the Plover coaches. We played Plover over the weekend. They beat us. They got a really good squad. Couple of their coaches, fans of the show up there in the greater Stevens Point Metroplex. And I think we have to give some credit to tournament directors and the people that operate these tournaments that all of our kids go and play at. I'm not talking about like the club sports. I'm talking like when you go to Sudbury hosted a tournament this weekend, and that's why I'm kind of putting my hat in the ring here. But when you go to Fort Atkinson or Janesville and you complain about schedule times and you say this, I think we all need to check ourselves a little bit. There are some coaches over the weekend. We played Friday, and then a monsoon hit the greater Madison area Saturday. Friday night, Saturday. And realistically, we probably should have just scrapped the tournament. Probably should have just said the heck with it. Fields were just drenched and beaten up. Got a text at about 7 a.m. Hey, if we want to play today, parents, better get your butts down here. So we consolidated, got down to some of that diamond dry stuff, and we pieced it together and somehow got all the games in and was able to play later Saturday, hammer through all the games yesterday, and I fall victim to this. We went to a tournament a couple years ago, and I complained. It was all the umping and all this other stuff. And then last night, as the tournament was wrapping up and I'm sitting there, I was kind of thinking, you know what, maybe people shouldn't be such blank holes about stuff and say, you know what, it's pretty lucky that we're able to get games in, and even though maybe the tiebreaker doesn't go your way or such and such and this and this and that, maybe we should be a little more appreciative of what happens and the time and effort that some of these folks put into getting this stuff done, really for no pay. So I'm giving a kudos and an attaboy to tournament directors. Usually I'm a snowplow guy, right? That's my big for people that organize and direct these youth tournaments that aren't making money, and it is a complete slog. I'm tipping my cap to those folks today. That's why I'm opening up today's show.
Okay. As I often do, I have some questions.
Yeah,
so what led to this epiphany?
A lot of controversy. A lot of stuff.
So this was not just, we got done with the tournament, and I was so happy that I was just thinking about tournaments, and I thought,
no. Hold up. I said that after Janesville. Janesville's group did a fantastic job. They had rain. I said kudos to them. I wasn't intimately involved with that.
Wait a minute. Now, is that the tournament that I wasn't here then afterward, and you complained about having to pay a portion for the tournament that wasn't fully played? Is that the same tournament?
No, that was last weekend that we didn't even get to play. And I don't know, and I didn't bring it up yet because I am not certain that we did. If we got a 100% refund, I'm great with it.
Okay.
But there was a stipulation that we're only getting 75%.
Oh, stipulation.
And that's hogwash. If
Okay.
you don't play, you don't, come on. Like, what are we doing here?
Okay.
So I am waiting for my scorn to come out until I get all of the information. That's why I didn't even bring it up. It was private text messages that shouldn't be brought up on air. But you did.
I wasn't here, and I was.
Well, that's why we didn't bring it up.
Under the impression that was brought up on the show. Because
can we all agree, Jason? Can we all agree if we sign up for a tournament and the tournament is by no fault of their own completely scrapped? You shouldn't take 25% of them. It should be 100% refund. Can we all agree on that?
I'm not sure. But so there were. In your words,
what do you mean you're not sure?
I would need to know more of the specifics. I don't know. What's the overhead for a tournament?
You didn't get to play a single game. None.
Yeah. You can't control the weather, though.
I agree.
So were there as you put it, blank holes who were confronting you and your brethren
Well,
on the committee.
I'm not the tournament director.
But
No,
you were
the committee director took some heat, took a lot of heat, and you never realize it until you see it and you hear about it. And I saw the heat that was coming on old boy Stove, and I just was thinking afterwards how, you know what, man, everybody complains about stuff. Oh, this thing, you got with the tryout dates.
Yes, they do.
And by the way, no, don't look at me. I complain about other stuff. I don't complain about that stuff.
No, I didn't. You just no.
That's more
you said
that
everybody
yells at the
complains.
refs and does the other stuff.
Yes, that is a very accurate.
You both
depiction
just
of what
started the
happened,
show
sir.
complaining about our new video setup. Just gonna throw that out there.
Yeah, because there was no dialogue. I want dialogue, Jesse. I'm all right if we do this, but dialogue's nice, right?
You'll get a 25% refund on the. So there were people being blank holes to your tournament director, and that's what made you realize that we need to be more appreciative of the people that put these events on for our kids.
Yeah, I think we all sit here, and I know there's nothing in your life that you enjoy more than going to watch a practice of your daughters or going to games. Like, that was the only thing, the COVID lockdowns and everything else you didn't really care about, except that you miss sports, your kids' sports. I just look at this and how much enjoyment that families get and how much work goes in, and I think it's time that we sometimes smell the roses and say thank you. That's all. And yes, it's because people were jerks, and I understand how that goes.
Not the Plover people, though. We like them.
We had coaches preemptively, which has never happened, say we don't feel like we get a fair shot if we're playing in Sun Prairie against the Sun Prairie, and the team is better than we were. That was the part that blew my mind, and that frustrated me. So, all in all, there's so much stuff that goes into, because we take sports way too seriously, especially at the youth level. That's what happened over the weekend, and I came out of there actually thankful for the whole thing.
Nice.
Thankful that I saw this and understood it, and I think I just want to make sure we all appreciate, because there's probably more tournaments left for everybody, and we should appreciate that as we finish this summer sports season, I guess we'd call it.
Wise words from Old T. What would prevent teams from getting a fair shot when they travel to the Prairie of the Sun and face your teams?
So,
biased
I don't know.
Umpires,
listen, we always think
scheduling.
No, I think it's umping, and I think it's
Jesse lives in Sun Prairie. Hire him.
I know. We should have hired Jesse, but he's too expensive. And as we're dumping how much those bags of dry fit are on the field, that's money just going right out the window.
We haven't negotiated anything. How do you know I'm too expensive?
He's got
I'm not in charge of hiring umps. I'll send you, old boy, the tournament director's name and number, and maybe you can go.
Don't be a blank hole about it.
Yeah, it just really left a sour taste in my mouth that they would come and preemptively meet with the umps and the managers before the game to say we don't feel like we're going to get a fair shake, which was insane. They ended up hammering us, by the way. They beat the living
insulting
patootsis out of us.
I'm sorry. They beat the what?
The patootsis. I don't want to swear on air, so they beat the patootsis out of us.
That's a new one.
Jesse, if I laugh, and I start to move, I'm out of the picture now. This is going to be
it's a weird deal.
That's a you problem.
It's a weird setup.
No.
Yeah.
Maybe it's better for viewers. I don't know. All right. So then you all sat down and had some strawberry rhubarb pie, and everything was fine?
Oh, so last night we got together with our good friends, the Brandles. Some call them Baby Fresh.
And he called the show. He played trivia.
Yeah, he won. No, not only did he call, he won. But I've always told you, if you said, what is one thing that if your mom was going to make you something, I always tell you it's the strawberry rhubarb pie. Right?
Sure.
Yep. The rhubarb.
What?
I always say it's the rhubarb, which I never heard you say before. I'm sorry, go ahead.
What is, did you, suck down a bunch of airheads before the show today? Or
no, it was just funny.
You are
I always say You just said, I
You are
always
squirrely
say,
today.
and then you botched the line. That's all. It was funny.
You are
that was
super
funny.
squirrely today. I don't know
I'm
what
not.
you put in your coffee, if it's a bucket of Airheads or just a can of sugar, but whatever it is, I'm on board with it.
It was funny.
It was funny. Yes, it was
Strawberry
funny.
rhubarb pie.
Yeah.
And last night, we had some of that great salmon that we caught down in Lake Michigan a couple weeks ago. Took some over. We grilled it on a little cedar plank, had a nice meal, played some bocce ball, and then my old podna brought out some strawberry rhubarb crumble cake.
What did they put in your coffee?
And I'm wondering if there's and then we were debating, is rhubarb a vegetable or is it a fruit? And everybody just assumed it was a fruit. Well, and I Googled it. Mm-hmm. I didn't have Jesse with me. It is a vegetable. And I don't know. Now, granted, I didn't eat it raw, and you probably put a lot of sugar on it. But is there a better vegetable than rhubarb, like from a taste standpoint?
So your mom makes a great strawberry rhubarb pie. We have established that. I just want to make sure we described it by the proper term. Rhubarb is tricky, right? I bet Diane would tell us that if you don't, I don't. Does she simmer it before she puts it in the pie? You got to soften it up, right? Because it's like celery, basically. It's like red celery. No one's chomping on it with peanut butter and little raisins on top. I don't think so. If it is properly prepared, which I'm sure Diane did when she would make your strawberry pies, that it's unbelievable. I think if you don't do that part of the equation, though, and it is in your pie and you run into some chunky, firm pieces, that can ruin your strawberry rhubarb pie, I believe. That's just a tip from me because I'm big on culinary arts. But I would agree. I'm fascinated that you actually did some Googling yourself and did not have someone else at the table do it for you and play the role of Jesse.
I did not have Jesse available. So they asked. People thought it was a fruit because it's so sweet, because you probably dumped a pound of sugar on it. Would be my
my
guess.
coffee.
So that's where I don't think just wolfing down rhubarb by the stalk is probably going to be great.
No.
But all I know is, tell me something. Can you make broccoli into something as good as you can make rhubarb into?
What else is rhubarb used for?
I don't know, but there's great health benefits. As I Googled, there's great health benefits. There's the starch. It helps your gut systems and your probiotics and all that good jazz.
Sure. Yeah. I've never heard rhubarb really ever talked about without it being in conjunction with strawberry and a pie or some sort of dessert item.
Okay.
So I'm not sure it's all that versatile.
I bet you could be a lot more versatile with rhubarb than you. You have to go something sweet with it because it's such a bitter vegetable. But why can't I make a strawberry broccoli pie then? Why doesn't that taste as good?
I don't know. I've never tried.
Strawberry green bean pie. Is that going to be as good? Strawberry corn. Maybe strawberry corn is good. Maybe rhubarb corn is good. I don't know. What's good, what's not good with it? I don't know.
We can discuss this further coming up, but I think the moment of the show that we've all been waiting for has arrived.
No, you'd be wrong because I have not gotten copy yet. I will be getting it.
Well, that's great news.
So what I'm going to do is what I did after the Long Hard Tournament and thanking the tournament directors. I'm going to I cracked open a Coors Light after the long weekend. Brewed with a 3-step cold process, cold lager, cold filter, and it's cold package, so it's made to chill in more of those mountains. Oh, beautiful. Could not have been a better day yesterday. Could not have been a better day to have a bocce game with some salmon, strawberry rhubarb pie, and a Coors Light with the mountains blue. Oh, baby. Yesterday was the peak of summer. Born in the Rocky Mountains of Colorado in 1978. It is refreshing. It's crisp. It's only 102 calories. Celebrate responsibly. Coors Brewing Company. Golden, Colorado.
More rhubarb conversation and maybe some football talk as well. Stick around. It's Wilde and Tausch.
This is Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Call Gina Della from Pella today, 855-PELLA-WI, and online at PellaWI.com/radio.
Mark Tusher here for Chalmers Jewelers. I've been a big fan of Scott, Garrett, and the whole team at Chalmers Jewelers for years now. I go there, my friends go there, and most importantly, my wife loves it whenever I get her something from Chalmers Jewelers. It's my go-to spot for birthdays, anniversaries, and any special occasion. For quality jewelry and a great experience, choose Chalmers Jewelers, the place to go for that perfect gift. Stop at Chalmers Jewelers in Middleton and Madison.
Chalmers Jewelers in Middleton
and Madison.
LabCorp Clinical Trials is changing to a new name, Fortrea. While the name may be different, Fortrea combines decades of great experience and professionalism with new opportunities for clinical trial participation. It's more than a mission and more than a new name. Fortrea is dedicated to moving healthcare forward. To learn more about the future of healthcare and upcoming clinical trials, visit us at FortreaClinicalTrials.com. That's FORTREA clinicaltrials.com.
Since 1956, Holman Lindsay Paints has been making paint in Wisconsin for Wisconsin. Because of their commitment to making great paint for Wisconsinites, Holman Lindsay has grown over the years to 26 locations in this great state. Headquarters in Sun Prairie with a state-of-the-art facility, Holman Lindsay has the paint you need to make your job better. From do-it-yourself to professional, Holman Lindsay has paint for everyone. Visit one of their local locations today in Madison, Sun Prairie, Middleton, and Janesville.
Hey, it's Alex Stroh from my great friends at Door County Distillery. Locally produced, handcrafted, and award-winning spirits made locally in beautiful Door County. Whether you've got a summer gathering, party, tailgate going on, do it best with Door County Distillery. It can be that cherry vodka made with local Door County cherries, that classic green bottle of gin, the multiple-time award-winning single malt whiskey, or any of the in-betweens. Visit DoorCountyDistillery.com to find the retailer nearest you, as well as a huge list of unique cocktail recipes. That's DoorCountyDistillery.com.
Hi, Drew and Jonathan Scott here, reminding you that American Family Insurance agents can help build a customized renter's policy so you can protect stuff like this, or this, or even this. Well, case in point. Life's better when you're under American Family's roof. Insure carefully, dream fearlessly. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products not available in every state. American Family Mutual Insurance Company SI and its operating company, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
Wow, Wayne, that is a beautiful window.
It sure is, Jeff. It really tackles energy efficiency.
Sure has a nice slide.
It's one of the best screenplays I've ever seen.
They're so easy to close. I'd say it's a grand slam.
If you guys keep making those dad jokes, you're going to be a real pain in my neck.
Oh, that's a good one. Did you hear about this one, Five?
Get as low as $18 per window and $81 per patio door per month.
Visit PellaWI.com today.
Certain restrictions apply on 7/31/2024.
Ben Brust here to tell you about Zimbrick European. They're Mercedes, Audi, Porsche, and certified pre-owns. But the best part is I've been working with them since 2018, and the evolution has been a 2-door, a 4-door, and now it's time for an SUV. My life has changed, and it's changed with Zimbrick European. Being a dad has made it really important to have the comfort and the safety that the SUV will bring me. Again, Zimbrick European off the Beltline at Rimrock Road. Of course, I found the sexiest car on the lot. Check them out.
What's on Tap, brought to you by Miller Lite, the original light beer. Rooting for the Brew Crew, because we're from Milwaukee too. Tastes like Miller time. Brewers fans, the ballpark never tasted so good now that Vienna beef hot dogs are available. Don't miss out on the quality culinary home run of the season, which can be cooked to your liking for that classic ballpark taste. Grab a pack of Vienna beef hot dogs at your favorite local grocer today. Milwaukee Brewers Baseball and Miller Lite.
Like, share, and follow ESPN Madison everywhere. Follow us on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok for more great content from ESPN Madison. This is 100.5 ESPN and Wisconsin On Demand.
Tausch is our resident NBA expert, or what do you like to call yourself? Enthusiast?
I don't call myself anything. I let you guys put a moniker on me, and if I disagree, I'll let you know, and if I agree, I'll say, yeah, that's good.
Okay, so you believe
expert's probably strong, but am I incredibly knowledgeable about it? Yeah, I am.
So you're not an expert, but you're incredibly knowledgeable about the NBA.
Yes, about the big picture. I am not a minutia. What did they run on that screen and roll in the third quarter? But the big picture stuff, LeBron. I could do a national show on NBA basketball. I could.
Okay. So
because
what have you thought?
Let's be honest about it. Hey, let's be honest about it.
Let's be honest.
If you talk New York, Boston, I could talk Giannis and the Bucks, even though all they ever want to talk about is getting rid of him and that he doesn't want to be in Milwaukee and trade him. Steph and Golden State and LeBron. That's it. They don't even talk about my guy, who I think has modeled his game after me, and Nikola Jokic. They don't even talk about him. The fact that they lost KCP, I think, has taken the Nuggets from being the odds-on favorite or one of the best teams to, I think they're going to just be a squad now. I don't think they're even a contender now because they lost KCP.
So this is the kind of insight I was seeking. So far in NBA Hartenstein from the Knicks going to Oklahoma City is a big deal. That's a big deal. It's a blow to the Knicks, or it's huge for Oklahoma City?
Great length for Oklahoma City, obviously, and Oklahoma City's coming, baby. They went the opposite way of what everybody was doing. They just collected picks, and the L.A. Clippers, with Paul George moving to Philly and signing a deal, which they're going to regret. He's a little bit injury-riddled. I don't think he's as great as – I think he's a good player. He is – from a quarterback standpoint, he's not Daniel Jones, but he's closer to Daniel Jones than he is to Patrick Mahomes. You're paying him max, and he's a good player. But he's not – has he moved the needle for a team to win a chip? No.
He has not.
He hasn't. Yeah. Philly, good luck to you. I got a feeling Implode City's coming.
And they paid Tyrese Maxey the maximum.
You could make an argument that the fact that I believe, and this is the part where I'm not in the minutia, I'm a big picture NBA guy.
Sure.
SGA, was he a Clipper and was sent to Oklahoma City in that Paul George trade along with 82 first-round picks? Because if he was, that's the worst trade in the history of the NBA.
He was, yes.
That's the worst trade in the history of the NBA. Paul George goes, they pay him all this money, and the Clippers stink. Would they make maybe a conference semis throughout that time? Kawhi's hurt. They did this, and now Oklahoma City is built for the future. Oklahoma City was the 1 seed. SGA, all these picks.
You're big on the
they
initials.
say blank them picks. They say blank them picks out in L.A. Yeah. Well, L.A. blanked them picks, and now Oklahoma City's riding high, and the Clippers are back to clipping it. And now they got a new building, but they're going to absolutely stink. Good luck to you. Oh, yeah, let's bring James Harden back on a big deal. Yeah, good work, boys. Steve Ballmer shows you money can't buy you a championship because it ain't happening out in the clip joint. There's my little NBA take.
That's exactly what I was looking for because it really got you warmed up for, I say this cautiously, a new read from Pella, or am I still premature
it is,
on
and
that?
Much like we do with headlines, Jesse will be a part of it some days. Jesse, I don't need you today, but I'm going to need you the rest of the week. Great. Just like if you need new windows, there's only one place to call, and that's Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. And now it's time for dad jokes. We got dad jokes all month on Wilde and Tausch with Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. What do you need in order to cook in a sunny kitchen? Either of you?
What do you need, Tausch?
Need an answer. Jason?
I have no idea. Tell me.
Have you guys seen that movie Talladega Nights?
Yeah. Wait, are you going to give us the punchline, or are you going to give us the story?
I am, but I'm trying to help you get the punchline.
Yeah, if you're not
I'm
first,
trying to
you're
get
last.
Before you read the. So, what do you need in order to cook in a sunny kitchen? What's one of the big lines in that movie?
If you're not first, you're last.
Okay. What do you need in order to cook in a sunny kitchen? Shade and bake. My mind is on windows because Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin has a fantastic deal going on right now. Shake and bake, but you need a shade and bake instead. Shade and bake. You guys don't know what a waste of a great dad joke, but you're not going to waste when you go to Pella Windows. What do you mean, what is that?
Shake and bake.
If you're not first, you're last. Shake and bake is their whole team race strategy.
Yeah,
Shake and bake.
Yes.
Well, but that's not what the joke was.
The joke is shade and bake because you have to get a shade for your windows, you... What?
You
All right, well, my mind is on windows because
Has
Pella
this ever
Windows
gone
and Doors
worse?
Wisconsin has because you guys are inept. Has a fantastic deal going on right now. Pay as low as $18 per window, $81 per patio door per month. Pella completes the installation with no mess, no hassle, leaving nothing but perfect results behind. Certain restrictions do apply. This offer ends the end of July, and it sounds like with Jason's lack of interest in having dad jokes, we're going to have a fun month. Visit PellaWI.com today to learn more.
All right, I don't want to critique your work.
Shade and bake. Shade and
That's
bake.
such a bad joke.
But you started by telling Jesse that you weren't even going to need him today, and then you thrust us both in. Well, yeah, but then you did, and then we didn't deliver, and your hint was
Jesse
terrible.
is going to be doing some of the dad jokes. We're going to alternate between dad jokes.
Why can't I do
the dad joke?
Why can't I do them?
All right, do you want to do them?
Well, they certainly are better than shade and bake.
Shade and bake is really setting the bar low.
Yes.
July 1st. Yeah, it's early. When have I ever peaked with my Pella reads the first day of the month? Never.
Definitely
Always
not
gets
the
better,
first day of the
better,
month.
and better.
Definitely not. Yeah, it can't get any worse. That's for sure. We spent the weekend at Summerfest doing the State of the Packers show with Alex Strofe and Gabe Neitzel. We talked a lot of Packers. You can check that out in Wisconsin On Demand and, of course, on the ESPN Milwaukee YouTube channel where we streamed it live. I want to talk a little Packers. It's got me in the mood. Here we go. Tausch always says the 4th of July is when you start to get that itch as a player that you know training camp is coming. We'll talk a little bit about
10 Sundays. Hey, 10 Sundays. Next time there'll be some ball. Be some ball being played on 10 Sundays from yesterday.
Well, 11 for the Packers.
I think it's preseason game, right? Isn't it the middle of August, or is it 10 Sundays to Labor Day?
Oh, my God. If you don't know what it is, why are you delivering
I
the
listened
statistics?
to the dude that does Red Zone, whose company's getting sued, I believe, or the league.
Scott Hansen?
I think he said 10 Sundays from now, so that means 10 Sundays. I'm trusting Scott Hansen.
I believe he would have. I don't think he would have said 10 Sundays until preseason games start. I feel fairly confident he meant 10 Sundays before the NFL season starts, which starts on a Thursday.
So we're only 10
and a
Sundays
Friday.
from NFL. That
Yes.
means we're 8 Saturdays from college football.
That doesn't make
or for Badger fans,
Yes.
8 Fridays.
Wouldn't 10 Sundays put us in the middle of August, which doesn't make any sense?
No, it's July 1st. There's only 4 Sundays in July, and then there's going to be 4 more in August. What are we doing
What was
here?
Jesse trying to fact check us, and he completely butchered it? Is that what just happened?
All right.
Shade and bake.
All right, we've been. I feel like
it's the old Shade and Bake episode today. Tight copied Shade and Bake.
All right, I will have the dad joke for tomorrow. I feel like we need a reset. I'm having video problems. I feel like we're out of sync.
You look like you ate too much rhubarb. That's what it looks like on the video.
You've had some good frozen faces on this thing.
Yeah, old boy is like, man, I should have had that last piece of rhubarb crumble last night.
We will talk Packers mercifully next. It's Wilde and Tausch.
We're on the Brewers
It doesn't look like there's any wiltage coming.
because we're on Wisconsin Sports,
I think this is going to be a team that gets better and better as their youth gets more and more experience.
covering the Crew all summer on 100.5 ESPN and Wisconsin On Demand.
After a serious accident, you'll need a winning team to protect your rights. Trust Wisconsin's own Rhubarb offices. Proud partner of your Milwaukee Brewers. One call, that's all.
Grab a Coke and grab some cash with the Coca-Cola Summer Cash Grab, only from Quick Trip. Play daily in your Quick Rewards app for a chance to win up to $250,000. Earn extra chances to enter by purchasing any qualified Coke, Monster Energy, Powerade, Body Armor, Smart Water, or Core Power Elite products with Quick Rewards. Summer just got a whole lot cooler with Quick Trip and Coca-Cola. No purchase necessary. See QuickTrip.com/sweepstakes for details.
When you're in the right place at the right time, things get done. The important things, like knowing what you need and how it all works. Talking truck. Fixing it right the first time. At Zimbrick Chevrolet, our people get it done right and now. That's how you know you're in the right place at the right time. And you'll never overpay at Zimbrick Chevrolet.
Derek Jeter for American Family Insurance.
Life's better when you're under the American Family Insurance roof because they'll help protect your family's dreams. Whether it's a kid like me aiming for the big leagues, future rocket scientist, or a budding prima ballerina, you can count on an American Family Insurance agent to help you dream fearlessly. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products not available in every state. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating company, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
The GRB Rays have established themselves as one of the top baseball programs in the Midwest and the country. Looking for a team to play for in the 2025 spring and summer season? Tryouts are kicking off on July 23rd, and signups are now open. Since the 2010 class, the GRB Rays have guided over 420 players to the next level, including 150 Division I players and 23 Major League draft picks. Rays Baseball, raise your game.
Every event tells a story, from the first impression to the final moments. Have someone guide your guests through every chapter the way you want the story told. Hi, it's Jeffrey from Celebrations Entertainment. With a strong presence, great voices, and an award-winning team, trust us to guide, direct, and inform your guests through all the different chapters of the day. For fun, memorable entertainment for any event, please visit us at celebrationsentertainment.com. That's celebrationsentertainment.com.
Julie, you've been here at Pasquale's for a while. What comes to mind when you think of Pasquale's Cantina?
Fun, fresh, local, and the best margaritas in town.
Ah, yes, and that's because we have the largest tequila selection in Madison and the surrounding area. For me, I love that we're Madison's favorite friends and family gathering spot.
That's because of our great customers who have followed Pasquale's over the years. So for me, it's our guests that make Pasquale's Cantina.
Bringing the flavors of the Southwest to the Midwest. Pasquale's Cantina.
Now. We tend not to think about now. We dream about tomorrow, relive yesterday. But right now in front of us is victory over cancer. Right now, cancer research funded by the V Foundation is leading to better treatments and saving lives. Victory over cancer is there for the taking by you, because today's cancer research is tomorrow's victory. Learn more at v.org.
Don't give up. Don't ever give up.
For official rules and more information about every contest on 100.5 ESPN, visit ESPNWisconsinContests.com. That's ESPNWisconsinContests.com. You're listening to 100.5 ESPN and the ESPN app.
What's up, Madison? It's head coach Kelly Sheffield.
Wisconsin proved they were the number one team in the country tonight.
You're listening to Madison's new home for Wisconsin Badger volleyball, 100.5 ESPN and Wisconsin On Demand.
But I won't cry for yesterday. There's an ordinary world. Somehow I have to find. And as I try to make my way to the ordinary world, I will learn to survive. Ooh.
So we did the State of the Packers show, a tradition unlike any other from Summerfest. It's great to be with Gabe and Strofe to do that. 3 hours on the Summerfest grounds. It was hot down there, very hot. And there were a lot of hot takes that we were working off of, most of them from Mike Tannenbaum talking about Jordan Love. I can't wait to hear what he says next.
Who gives more hot takes, you or Gabe? Because you do the show with Gabe, right?
And Strofe.
Okay. Well, Strofe is he the moderator of this, or is this?
No, I mean he's an equal partner. I mean he does drive the bus, which is nice because I get questions asked of me and it works pretty well. But he has his opinions too. He was very. I don't want to say he took a victory lap, but Gabe and I last year at Summerfest had cautioned him that it could be a rough year. And through 7 games, it was a rough year, and then things turned around. So he felt very good about how the Packers finished last season and that they proved him right, that he was optimistic for last season, while Gabe and I were not.
Okay.
So... Sorry, I thought that was a question, but apparently it wasn't. There was no follow-up.
No, I asked the question, and I said, "Who gives hotter takes?" Is basically I'm asking you or Gabe. Like, who has more?
Neither of you are really hot take guys.
No, we're not, and that's okay. Boy, there's another quality frozen photo for me on the video stream. I've got to get. Do I need a new modem? Is that my problem, Jesse? Do we have an IT guy?
You are crushing this. Yeah. I'll get our graphics team on it for you.
I'm guessing that this is all their fault for changing the setup. But, look, I am over the edge. I have Jordan Love contract talk fatigue. And I'm glad we spent as much time as we did going position by position and talking about all the other aspects of this football team. Because I can't do it anymore, man. Like, I know Mike Tannenbaum has created...
Just took 2 weeks off. You just had 2 weeks
First
off.
of all, I use 6 vacation days.
I don't fully understand, what
6 vacation days. 6. Secondly, that's all people talk about. It's almost like it's
not all, but let's be honest about it. You didn't have this when we were discussing Rodgers and draft. It's just not. It's not fundamentally.
That's not true at all.
I understand.
I had plenty of Rodgers fatigue. I know that because I've used this blank fatigue before. I'm fatigued. Now I'm fatigued by this. Like
Did you get some sleep?
No, I'm very well rested.
Stop wolfing all that rhubarb down.
If I seem irritated, it's not because I'm overtired, but. The thing that my issue is that nothing has changed. There is a vacuum of reasons to change your opinion. Like, what was Trevor Lawrence's deal? 2 weeks ago now? Was it 2 weeks ago?
Yeah.
And other than that, what have we got? Jordan Love got engaged. I don't think that influences contract talks. Maybe it does. I don't know. He's got to pay for that trip to Tuscany. But, like, what are we doing here? Like, his number keeps going up because we have nothing else to talk about. At least, and you, as an NBA national pundit, would understand that the NFL punditry, it feels like they're searching for things to talk about, and it always comes back to Jordan Love.
This is always what happens in June and July. Before camp, this is what happens. And I think it's interesting, though. The financials, while fans don't want to get into the nuts and bolts of it, they do want to get into what quarterbacks should be paid more. Where do they fit in the tierdom of quarterbacks? And I think it is interesting. Now, am I with you in the fact that we have discussed this and had Tannenbaum and Dan Orlovsky? Everybody has an opinion on it. Bottom line is, he's going to get in the mid-50s. He's going to get a 5-year deal. He's going to end up playing for the Green Bay Packers. It's going to happen before training camp. That's my guess. All of the other stuff, but to sit here and act like we're not intrigued if he is the highest paid quarterback in the NFL?
No, that's not what I'm arguing. I'm saying what has changed about our I don't think you're listening.
No, I am.
What has changed about the conversation? What is
Trevor
different
Lawrence.
about what you just – that was 2 weeks ago. We just said that, right?
Yep.
In the last 2 weeks, what has changed? Mike Tannenbaum ratcheting up his hyperbole has changed.
Okay.
Right? That's what's changed. And I
Well,
love
you know
Mike
what
Tannenbaum,
hasn't
but he's not an NFL GM anymore.
You know what hasn't changed? Jordan Love ain't signed. Jordan Love is right now on a 1 year, $11 million or whatever that number is.
$11 million
contract.
he's scheduled to be paid this year.
So
Yes.
you can say that about a lot of stuff. Like what's changed about the Packers football team as a whole?
Right, but have we
Since
talked
they
about
left.
the other stuff that hasn't changed? Have we talked about Xavier McKinney? Have we talked about
I have.
Josh Jacobs
Yes.
and the impact
Yes, I have.
in the last
Now,
2 weeks?
Yes, I have, actually. Not to the same extent that I've
Not
talked
on
about
this
Jordan
program.
Love's contract. But part of it is, on this program, we discussed Josh Jacobs and what he's going to look like with Greg Cosell, how much different it's going to be than with what Aaron Jones did. So, yes, we have had those discussions, but not to the same degree because of everybody in this business, you should know the quarterback drives the machine of the NFL operation. That's why they changed the rules. That's why they're the highest paid, because people care more about quarterbacks.
Sure.
And the money that they make and that the fact that they're getting married. Did anybody care if Rasheed Walker gets engaged over the weekend? Maybe a few people.
Tucker Kraft made it into People magazine when he got married.
How'd that happen?
I don't know, but it happened.
Great places, South Dakota.
Christian Watson got married during the offseason already. So, yeah,
I didn't know that either. See,
so
I didn't even know that.
All these guys
So
are
the
growing
bottom
up right
line
in
is,
front of
Jason,
us
the
here.
reason it's intriguing because it tells you where your quarterback falls. It tells you about what the future of the franchise looks like. It's never about the words. How many times have we had this discussion? What Brian Gutekunst says compared to his actions.
Actions, yeah.
It's about them actions.
Yeah.
That's why it's intriguing.
His words have turned out
And
to
you
be
can be fatigued by it. I totally get that.
But I think all right, let me try one more time, okay?
Okay.
I everything you said is true about the quarterback and he drives the engine and everything else. My point is that there's no, like, when Jordan talked at minicamp, that was significant, right? And we parsed his words. But it was a new crumb for Hansel and Gretel to try and figure out, right? When Goody said that he's been in our building now for 4+ years, we know who he is, that was a crumb that was worth following as we continued, you and I, Hansel and Gretel. When Goody said, and his actions now have borne that out, that it wasn't going to be a fast process. Remember back in May when there was a segment of folks that thought, May 3rd, May the 4th be with you, there'll be a contract done, because that was when you were able to do it. That didn't happen, and Goody had said it was going to take a while, was not going to be a fast process. What crumbs have we gotten since they went their separate ways? That's all I'm saying, is that I feel like the conversation, when it has some sort of impetus behind it that causes us to discuss it, is great. And when Trevor Lawrence got his deal, that was worth talking about it that day. No doubt about it. I agree with you. It is what drives the engine of your football team, and it is what drives the engine of NFL discourse and commentary, is quarterback play. You're right about that.
Yep.
What I'm saying is that I took a week off, and nothing has changed since the Trevor Lawrence contract, and yet it was refreshing to go to Summerfest. And yes, you're right. Nothing has changed about Jair Alexander either. But we haven't spent the last 2 weeks talking about him. So it's fresh to talk about that stuff.
I hate to tell you this. Just hold up. Jesse, did we not go through almost a full hour going into
Yes,
Jair Alexander and Terrell Buckley? We did.
I know you did. We talked about it then after that. So, all right, would you like me to use Kenny Clark as an example? Did you talk about Kenny Clark?
But no. We have discussed Kenny Clark and the fact that this is going to be a litmus test about what Brian Gutekunst is going to do.
Let's just start talking about Rhubarb again. I'm sorry. Rhubarb and tournament directors.
Jason, there are – I'm sorry. I want to give people credit when credit is due. If that bothers you, I don't know what to do.
It doesn't bother me. It was just a joke.
I was trying to do a limerick.
I'm sorry. That's my fault for not knowing you were doing a limerick.
In fairness, this hasn't been Tausch's best hour for jokes.
I did. Well, you guys, I didn't write the dad joke that I read.
No, but you delivered it, and the hint you gave us, and then you were mad that we didn't get it.
Shake and bake is pretty commonly known in the Talladega
But that
Nights
wasn't the line.
That's what it was. Yes, that's what I tipped you off with. Bottom line is, you get fatigued about stuff because you have to write about it and you're talking about it
on every show.
Packer fans just want it to be done. They want this contract to be done. So do the Packers. So does Jordan Love. And if it doesn't, I'm telling you, it is going to be a monster storyline. If he reports July, and they go down and we're up at Lambeau, July 22nd, Jordan Love is practicing without a new deal, that's a story.
Yes.
That tells you. Okay,
I agree.
So what,
but,
for 20 days?
So
what do you want to do for 20 days? Listen, I will break down Bucks. I will break down
Paul
the Milwaukee
George,
Bucks free agency all day.
What a terrible trade.
Hartenstein.
Tell me,
sehr gut addition, yeah.
Tell me a worse trade in NBA history that has set up a team that was dead in the water to now being one of the top title contenders, and the other team is moving into a brand new building with less hope than they ever had. Tell me a trade that's been worse. I'm waiting.
Well,
there ain't one.
We're not NBA national experts or not.
Well,
experts,
I hope
but...
is Evan. Hopefully, Evan joins us so I can have this conversation because I don't think there is one.
That Nets trade for KG and Paul Pierce in 2013, where the Celtics are still getting the ramifications of it, winning titles. That one was pretty bad.
But if you notice, the Brooklyn Nets made a push within that time frame too. But it was a bad trade. No question it was a bad trade, Jesse. I'm not going to argue that. But they didn't give them a future star. They gave them draft picks. They gave them a future star and 6 draft picks. Come on, man. I'm gonna give you my Charles Barkley. Come on, man.
What the heck just happened?
All right, I don't know. We will continue to discuss Jordan Love's contract, or maybe other aspects of the Green Bay Packers coming up. My point was not to revisit all the different things you talked about while I was gone for that week. My point
you kept bringing it up
no,
you haven't talked about this. But Jason, we did. Well, you haven't talked about O-line and Zach Tom. Jason, we did. You haven't talked about the center position. Jason, we did.
I didn't.
Oh, but Josh Jacobs. Jason, we did.
No, we didn't. You did.
X. Oh, no.
You did.
I just put him as the most important player outside of Jordan Love on the team.
Not Rashawn Gary.
No.
I just really enjoyed being on a show in which we talked about other things. It was refreshing to me because, remember, I appear across, as you do, but maybe a little more frequency for me. I appear across all of our shows across ESPN Wisconsin. And Jordan Love is always the topic.
It is.
You just can't let him do anything today.
I can't.
This has been a long day. I'm going to go just sit and eat stalks of rhubarb.
I bet you that retired Navy fella is going to be all over me on Twitter today.
This is like watching a Wisconsin-Iowa offensive struggle between the two of you here.
I feel like I should just
Fortunately,
punt.
it's up close and really personal with this new camera angle. You're getting right in there.
Yeah, nostril hairs and everything. All right, look, I have no clue what we're going to talk about next now. Probably Jordan Love, maybe not. Maybe all the things that Tausch talked about when I wasn't here. What I do talk about when I am here, though, is how much I hope that you never have to call Gruber offices, because that means you've never been seriously injured in an accident. By the way, I love the new setup because now when Tausch leans back in his chair, he disappears. As he sips his coffee, he's gone. So there you go. One shot on me and all the bobbleheads in the background. Gruber offices. Talked to David over the weekend. The girls were very excited. Every year at Summerfest, they get their new Gruber offices sports T-shirts at the ESPN Milwaukee booth. It's always a highlight for them. They were really excited about that. They had pink this year. But more importantly, that's just one more example of how David and Gruber offices are involved in our community. You see them everywhere. You see the billboards everywhere. You see them supporting all our local sports teams. They are entrenched in our communities. But more importantly, they're there if you ever need them. And if you do, make that one call. That's all. 414-276-6666. 414-276-6666. Gruber offices, one call. That's all. We're going to talk some more. I don't know what about. So stick around. It's Wilde and Tausch.
Wisconsin's all-time sack leader is finally a Hall of Famer.
Sala led the Big Ten, always revved up to come off that corner.
Congratulations to ESPN Madison's Tarek Sala, proud member of the UW Athletic Hall of Fame class of 2024.
Mark Tauscher here, encouraging you to save money and help save the planet by making an energy switch to Everlight Solar. Summer is here, and for many of us, that means more activities, more vacations, more time with our kids, and more money being spent on all of those things. So I know you're looking to save a few bucks. Why not save money and help save the planet by making an energy switch to Everlight Solar? Our family recently made the switch to solar, and we love it. At first, we weren't even sure where to start, and that's when we met the great team over at Everlight Solar. From the very first conversation, they educated us on the benefits of solar while also helping keep the process simple. Join us in saving a ton of money and creating a greener environment for our family and the community by switching to solar. Learn more and schedule a free consultation at everlightsolar.com. That's everlightsolar.com.
Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin present your Badger Minute.
This Badger Minute brought to you by your Badgerland Chevy dealers, proud supporters of Badger Athletics. Go to BadgerlandChevy.com.
And with your Badger Minute, I'm Alex Gravatt. Sarah Franklin, the Wisconsin Badger volleyball star outside hitter, has been nominated for an ESPY for Best Women's College Athlete. Franklin has a litany of personal awards from the 2023 campaign, which resulted in a Final Four appearance, and some of those awards include First Team All-Big Ten, First Team All-American, Big Ten Player of the Year, and the AVCA 2023 National Player of the Year Award. Franklin is just the third Badger to earn an ESPY nomination while at UW, following Frank Kaminsky in 2015 for men's basketball and Blake Jeffreyon in 2010 in men's hockey.
Order today from Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin and pay as low as $18 per window and $81 per patio door per month. Visit PellaWI.com.
Fleet Farm has everything you need for your 4th of July cookout. No matter what your favorite grilling brand is, we've got it. Shop brands like Weber, Traeger, and Pit Boss. Get a Blackstone 28-inch griddle with hood on sale for just $279.99. Plus, pick up 2 16-pound bags of Kingsford charcoal briquettes for only $17.99. Get great deals on all the essentials for your holiday cookout at Fleet Farm.
ESPN Madison is on Wisconsin sports. Catch up on anything you missed on the Varsity Podcast on Wisconsin On Demand. Brought to you by Zimbrick Honda, a proud supporter of Wisconsin Badger Athletics. If you're looking to purchase, finance, or service a new or pre-owned Honda, shop local, part of the Madison community since 1973.
All you have is one chance after an accident, one decision on who to call, one shot to get the help you need. Don't waste it on the one offer you get from your insurance company. Make the one call to Gruber Law Offices. It's the only one you'll need to make. Call us today. Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
Dog, I can't remember a game that was this good.
Yeah, you know what else would be great right now? Some food from the Great Dane.
I know, but we can't go right now.
Good news! The Great Dane Pub and Brewing Company is available on DoorDash and Uber Eats. Stay in the game with the full menu delivered from the Great Dane closest to you. Downtown, Hilldale, Fitchburg, or East Madison. Order today with DoorDash and Uber Eats or on thegreatdanepub.com. Great Dane Pub and Brewing Company, Madison's original brew pub since 1994.
Forward Madison FC's professional soccer season is underway, and they want you to pack out Breeze Stevens Field. Need a night out with the whole family? Try the Forward Madison Family Special presented by MG&E. Score a ticket to the match, a meal, and an FMFC scarf, all for just $25 per person. Visit forwardmadisonfc.com to purchase your tickets today. That's forwardmadisonfc.com. Forward Madison, fun for all.
Wilde and Tausch on 100.5 ESPN is brought to you by Everlight Solar. Save money, save the planet. Everlight Solar.
Dancing on the edge, about to take it too far. It's messing with my head, how I mess with your heart. If you wake up in your bed, alone in the dark, I'm sorry. Gotta leave before you love me. Leave before you love me. Leave before you love me. Leave before you love me.
What do you want to talk about, old boy?
You're the bus driver, brother. You tell me you don't want to talk about Jordan Love. We already talked Kenny Clark, X, Josh Jacobs,
What happened
Zach
to
Tom,
not everyone
Josh
listens to the show every day? What happened to that?
I don't
statement that we
understand.
were always
So,
making?
listen, man, there's plenty of things on this show. We do 15 hours a week. Thank you for our service.
You're welcome.
And we chat a lot about the Green Bay Packers. So we cover a lot of ground, I believe. But
I agree.
if you're talking right now about this football team, and I am more than happy to delve into the pass rush, the interior part, the secondary. I'm all in. Like what you guys did on Friday or Saturday down at Summerfest, great. I'm all in. But to sit here and act like the biggest storyline of what's going on isn't Jordan Love's contract, you're being disingenuous.
No.
I don't want to say that lightly.
Don't. All right. I understand what you're saying. I understand what you're saying. I agree with you that it is the biggest storyline. That there's no we're on the same page there. What I'm saying is that nothing else has been written in the book. Like if it's a book and that's the storyline, nothing else, no pages have been added other than Mike Tannenbaum going off the deep end in his love for Jordan Love. Like seriously, like now he shouldn't even answer the phone was the quote. If the offer is not 10 years, $600 million. Like that's where we are. My point is that it really solidified for me that we have reached this kind of tipping point where with the deal not having gotten done and not much having changed, now if you're talking about Jordan Love's contract, you're basically just spinning your wheels. Unless you're Mike Tannenbaum, and I can't wait. I don't know what he's going to say next about this, because this is his thing. And we love Mike on this show. Like, he's been a great friend to us, and he is always fun and insightful when he's on the show. But it feels like, I said this on the State of the Packers, I feel like we were like his warm-up act for going crazy on the Jordan Love narrative. Like, he kind of threw that out there. He should play this season on the $11 million and then next year say, hey, I'm not interested unless the number starts with a 6. Right? That's where he was. And now he has gone from that point all the way to now saying he should get a 10-year, $600 million deal now. So
you know what I find interesting about Mike's point on that, and he's lived it, so I give him credit for now he's in the media and he's understanding, you know how I make a bunch of money? I make big statements that everybody is intrigued by and has me on their shows, Stephen A. and everybody else. So he's just maximizing his value by doing this. No problem. That's the game he's in. But think about it from the Packers' perspective, and I didn't see this until somebody tweeted it. I wish I could give them credit. I just don't remember who put it out there. Packers got $26 million in free cap space right now, right?
Mm-hmm.
Does that sound right?
Somewhere in that range. I will check that.
The reason they have that is because their quarterback is on a really cheap deal.
Right, and they ate the $40 million from Rodgers
They ate Aaron
right away.
stuff last year and had a great year with all of that said. So Jordan, while you always think the team has leverage, and they do 98% of the time, I think Jordan's team knows they have a ton of leverage because the Packers know eventually they have to pay Jordan Love. If it's not this year, all of a sudden everything gets more and more difficult as these wide receivers get closer to free agency. So while it would be nice and the Packers would be like, well, yeah, we'll have Jordan Love playing an $11 million a year deal this year. That'd be great. It almost feels like that'll be lost money and lost opportunity if they don't sign him.
Mm-hmm.
Because that money ain't coming back. I mean, you can roll stuff over, but they could use that in a big way towards this deal. And if they don't, you're going to piss your quarterback off, and he's going to probably put the hammer down a little bit more if you don't do this. So while I agree we're spinning our wheels, I'm not arguing that. The intrigue of how far is Jordan and his team going to push and how much will the Packers give is still very fascinating to me. And I know we're not hearing a bunch of new stuff, but that part of this, that's what this is about. It's a big old game of chicken. And I don't know who's going to squawk first.
As of right now in the National Football League, there are only 6 teams with more salary cap room than the Packers.
How on earth just think about that. They're eating 20-some million of David Bakhtiari's dead money, right? Isn't that about what it is, 18 to 20?
Because they have no expensive players across most of their roster.
It's why I've said this before, Russ Ball is a guru at what he does.
All right.
But
this is great. This gives us something to talk about to start the 10 o'clock hour. Russ Ball is a guru. Why do they have $26.9 million in salary cap space? I am giddy to discuss salary cap space instead of Jordan Love's contract. And we will do that to kick off the 10 o'clock hour. Want to remind you, we're going to be talking money when it comes to money. Well, I know my money is safe at Associated Bank, and not only is it safe, but I get the best customer service in the industry. They just won another J.D. Power Award for their retail banking customer service. I know that if I am a Packers fan, which I'm not, but if I was, I could have Packers checking, and I can have early pay, which means that my paycheck, if I have direct deposit from my employer into Associated Bank, I can get my access to that money up to 2 days early with early pay. So go to AssociatedBank.com to find out more. We'll kick off the 10 o'clock hour in 2 minutes, so stick around. It's Wilde and Tausch.
Don't go anywhere. Another hour of Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, is coming up next on ESPN Wisconsin, the ESPN app, and Wisconsin On Demand.
Bringing summer gatherings to the next level is just another thing we do at Celebrations Entertainment. Hi, it's Jeffrey. With rental items like sound equipment, photo booths, and even yard games, you can make your event the party that everyone talks about. Any event like graduation parties, block parties, or even a backyard barbecue can be elevated with fun, interactive items to make everyone ask, hey, how'd you pull this off? Just tell them celebrationsentertainment.com. That's celebrationsentertainment.com.
This is former Wisconsin linebacker Chris Orr. You're listening to 100.5 ESPN, WTLX, Monona, Madison, a good Karma Brands radio station on Wisconsin.
Broadcasting live from the Everlight Solar Studio, this is your Metro Kia of Madison Sports Center.
Good morning, Madison and streamers everywhere. I'm Jesse Nelson, Sports Center, brought to you by Goodman's Jewelers, the diamond store of Madison for generations. Check them out, 220 State Street and online at goodmansjewelers.com. The Milwaukee Brewers take 2 of 3 over Craig Counsell and the rival Chicago Cubs at American Family Field, including a 7-1 Sunday afternoon victory. Freddie Peralta gave up a home run to the leadoff batter, and then only one more hit the rest of the day. A 2-hit, 1-run performance for Brewers pitchers en route to the 7-1 victory. The Brewers scored all 7 runs in the 4th inning, including a Bryce Terang grand slam, the 5th Brewers grand slam in an 8-game span, matching the 2020 San Diego Padres for the best stretch in baseball history. The Brewers back on the road visiting the Colorado Rockies for the first of a 4-game 4th of July week set tonight, 7:40, first pitch at Coors Field. The Brewers enter play today up 6.5 games on the St. Louis Cardinals for the top spot in the NL Central Division standings. Meanwhile, NBA free agency is open. And while the Bucks haven't made any moves just yet, other moves around the league could be impacting the Bucks. Check out all the latest at ESPNWisconsin.com.
Metro Kia of Madison, Madison's trusted Kia dealer. Stop into Metro Kia on the east side of Madison or metrokiaofmadison.com.
The 10 o'clock hour of Wilde and Tausch, which is not a Jordan Love contract talk free zone. I'm not proclaiming that. I may have thought that Tausch would enjoy this discussion. I may have misconstrued some of his reaction as we prepared for the show. But we've landed in a good place, and that is Russ Ball is awesome. Or is it Russ Ball's awesomeness or the fact that they are just such a young team with so many guys on rookie contracts that allows them to eat the David Bakhtiari contract? They did choose to make Devondre Campbell a post-June 1 cut. They chose not to eat the entirety of his remaining contract, and they pushed some of it in next year. So that is one instance that they want to have cap space to make some moves if they need to. Of course, they didn't use any of it. I don't think they're going to front load Jordan Love's contract to use this cap space.
Well, then what are they going to do with it?
I don't know. Maybe they're going to make some trades. Maybe they're going to be active at the trade deadline.
Why would you say that they're not going to front load Jordan Love's contract if that's like what makes you think that?
Because I think the way their history has been is to have cap room to do some things, and when they sign guys to big contracts, they love a good signing bonus with very few other guarantees and lots of roster bonuses that they can convert to signing bonuses and spread out the money. They generally like to pay as they go, but they don't like to do long-term contracts where they put a lot of the money in the front loading. I think that has been an anomaly for them.
Well, Rodgers got that, obviously, when he signed his last big deal.
Yeah, and how'd that go?
He had a monster. It looks like pretty dang good for everybody. Got a couple MVPs. And so, yes, of course you could say, well, it works because of Goody. Well, you ain't going to find a bigger Goody stand than me. But when it comes to this, my question is if you think the Devondre Campbell piece of not spreading it out, taking the hit, that makes me think that they have a big expenditure coming up. Does that not tell Jordan's team that they got a big expenditure coming up? And what other spot would Green Bay be looking at? There's free agencies done. There's guys that you could sign for a couple $1 million. Nobody's getting Bonko dollars now. That's out of the league. So you just said that. What do you think that might be?
So
if
here
it's not front-loaded Jordan's deal.
Again, Goody has been an active, although not leading to any actual acquisitions, trade deadline guy. You are squirreling away this money, in part so you have options during the season, right? That is part of it. And so let's say that they are as good as they are hoping and they need a piece, or somebody gets hurt and they need a piece. Again, I'm not saying that Jordan Love is not a big expenditure. I'm saying this. They signed Xavier McKinney to a 4-year, $67 million deal. You know what Xavier McKinney's cap number is for this year? If we're talking about big expenditures and not front-loading deals?
How much?
$7.8 million.
Yep.
The Packers' highest cap numbers for this team. I'll give you the top 10, which this should tell you how low the costs are for young players. Their 10th highest cap number belongs to Lucas Van Ness at $3.9 million on a rookie deal.
Yeah.
9th is Keyshawn Nixon. 8th is Josh Jacobs. 7th, Xavier McKinney. We're still not even to double-digit millions of dollars.
Russ.
Rashawn Gary at $11
In
million.
Russ.
At 6.
In Russ, we trust.
We trust. Yeah, very clever. Yeah, shade and bake. 5, Jordan Love, $12.8 million. 4, Preston Smith, $14.1. 3, Elton Jenkins, $14.4. 2, Jair Alexander, $23.9. And number 1, Kenny Clark, $27.5 million. Those are the highest cap numbers among team players that are on the team. So, yes, Russ is fantastic at managing the cap. But if you have as many...
Kenny Clark's numbers 27.5 this year?
It is 10.76% of their cap.
So, doesn't that kind of tell you that they're probably not going to re-sign Kenny Clark?
Yes, that they would have extended him already or...
Yeah. And spread it out? Interesting.
Yeah, I'll be, again, not what they say, what they do. They could have already extended him, and they haven't.
So, is Jason Wilde, who never gets asked questions on this show and never gives hot takes, are you telling me that this is Kenny Clark's last season in Green Bay?
I would say that the tea leaves point to it being his last season in Green Bay. But, again, he is one of the few players who would be hitting his third contract at, like, age 28 or 29.
Correct.
So he is awfully young to be hitting a third contract, which maybe is part of it. That would change things. But
so
look,
who of the group, because if what you're saying in your analysis of this is correct, and I have no reason to doubt you, you're 30 years in this business. I think you've won Sports Writer of the Year a couple of times.
I've heard that, yeah.
What young player, who's next? Jordan's going to get the next contract, and it's going to happen before the 22nd of July. I ain't going to say 100% because it's a lot of money in play, but I'd be shocked if something's not done. Where are we looking at this roster? Who's next?
You want to guess?
Who do you think is next?
Because this is purely a guess.
Yeah.
I think they're going to get Romeo Dobbs on a below-market, guy wants to stay here, bargain type. Gets good money, but not like break-the-bank money.
What is the bargain type? Is that 20 a year?
Yeah, I think your suggestion was 3 years, $60 million.
Yep.
Once upon a time. In that range, yeah.
So
Which
Romeo
also tells you how much has changed, because it wasn't that long ago that Greg Jennings got 3 years, $27 million, so he could get another bite at the free agency apple.
Hey, life comes at you fast in the NFL.
Yeah.
And now I would, with that lawsuit, if they end up getting $14 billion, how funny is that? That $14 billion, that's like, okay, they're going to fight that. But I actually, and I think I floated this idea to you when I was over at a golf outing earlier this summer, that the Romeo Dobbs piece, because whom else is there? Green Bay is really good at identifying a really good core player and going after Elton Jenkins. He is on a deal that I'm certain he would like to get refreshed. I would look at who else is in that realm. Rashawn Gary is going to be, if he has a dominant breakout year, and I'm watching his videos on Twitter or whatever else, he's putting cheese on everything. He is expecting a monster year. He ain't going to be happy with his contract in a year or two. That's where Green Bay, if they could pull that off. But who is the next young core player that is going to emerge and you're going to say, let's get him done? Let's find a way to get him done. Is it going to be Sean Ryan? I would be very skeptical of that.
Yeah, me too.
I think it's going to be Zach Tom. I'm going to go against you. I'm going Zach Tom is the next. And let's poll this, Jesse. Outside of Jordan Love, who is the next young core player that gets extended? Because if what you're saying is true, and I don't have any reason to doubt you, that they're not going to front-load the Jordan Love deal and suck up a ton of that cap space because they realize next year and the year after we got a lot of talent that's going to want to get some bread. It's best to take that bread from now, and so Jordan's number maybe isn't quite as big in 25 and 26, but I trust you. Who are those guys? I think Zach Tom has to be at the top of that list.
Yeah, I agree with you. I guess his injury and wanting to see what he does, those are two guys from that draft class together, though. They are both day 3 draft picks, right? They're both 4th-round picks, I believe, from that draft class. So they would make the most sense because they're the ones who have produced the most and have been healthiest. So I think both those guys are logical choices. We'll get that poll in the field coming up. I'm just thrilled that we discussed that. That was really fun. What's also fun is having some extra money in your pocket, and you can have extra money in your pocket if you spend 37 days at Fortria and get one of those really big checks from them.
This is what's beautiful about Fortria. We've been talking about Fortria for a while now, and if you want extra spending cash, I've been saying, well, if you're a big fella, heavier lady, and you're looking to get into it, great. There's studies for everybody, all sizes, everything that you could possibly want. They got you covered. And if you're looking, summer trips, Brazil, you want to get up to a Packer game, Fortria has you covered. Healthy males, or healthy adults, ages 18 to 65, BMI 18 to 34. Study involves 1 overnight stay, 10 follow-up visits, and 3 phone calls. This is a new little twist on the Fortria experience. Only one overnight stay, 10 follow-ups, and 3 phone calls. And you can grab yourself $6,805 for your time and participation. And if you refer a friend, another $400 per qualified referral. Another one, healthy men, age 18 to 55, BMI 18 to 32, 1 stay of between 6 to 15 nights. That's that variance Jason was talking about. You can grab $4,306 all the way up to $8,428 for your time and participation. Again, head to FortriaClinicalTrials.com. They have all of the different studies available. Fortria, Fortrea, ClinicalTrials.com.
We've got trivia coming up later, but I want to talk a little more about this extension, about extending someone other than Jordan Love. Imagine that. We'll continue the conversation next. It's Wilde and Tausch.
This is Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Call Gina Della from Pella today, 855-PELLA-WI, and online at PellaWI.com/radio.
See what everyone is talking about at the club at Lac La Belle. The birthplace of golf in Wisconsin has a rich history you will feel upon arrival. The historic course is open to the public 7 days a week. Experience a round at the club at Lac La Belle. Schedule your tee time today at club@laclabelle.com. Looking for more golf? Take advantage of same-day replay rates and enjoy fine dining and event space after your round. An historic past meets a vibrant future. Go to club@laclabelle.com to start your journey.
Mark Tauscher here to tell you a little bit more about Everlight Solar. We all know that electricity costs are on the rise. That's why you need to talk to my friends over at Everlight Solar. Their local team here in Madison is here to keep it simple. From your no-cost consultation to solar panel installation, the team at Everlight Solar will be with you every step of the way. Not only will they help you save money, but by switching to solar, you're also helping save the planet. Everlight Solar, a proud partner of Wisconsin Athletics. Check them out at everlightsolar.com.
Your Honda gets you everywhere. When it needs service, you need Zimbrick Honda service. Their customer service is second to none, and you can experience it yourself at 2 convenient Madison locations on Fish Hatchery Road and Grand Canyon Drive. Honda certified technicians handle it all. You can even get flexible payment options. Fix your car now and pay later. Apply online to see your options in seconds with no hard credit check. Make your service appointment online at ZimbrickHonda.com. Zimbrick Honda Service Center on Fish Hatchery Road and Grand Canyon Drive. Part of the Madison community since 1973. Shop Zimbrick Honda.
Wow, Wayne, that is a beautiful window.
It sure is, Jeff. It really tackles energy efficiency.
Sure has a nice slide.
It's one of the best screenplays I've ever seen.
They're so easy to close. I'd say it's a grand slam.
If you guys keep making those dad jokes, you're going to be a real pain in my neck.
Oh, that's a good one. Did you hear about this one?
Get as low as $18 per window and $81 per patio door per month. Visit PellaWI.com today.
Certain restrictions apply on 7/31/2024.
When it comes to security for your home and family, you want a winner, and we found one when we placed our trust with J&K Security Solutions. This is Greg Gard. Kim and Jeff hit the game-winning shot for us with the Control 4 home technology system. Home or away, from our smartphones, we can open the garage door, dim the lights, turn on the TV, as well as arm the security system. That's convenience as well as peace of mind. Let J&K Security Solutions do for your home or business like they've done for us. Call 255-5799 or online at jksecurity.com.
Ever since the beginning in 1961, Stoughton Trailers has played a part in helping their local communities of Stoughton, Evansville, and Broadhead hit a home run off the field. At Stoughton Trailers, it's not just about the products, but how their team can make a difference in their communities. Proudly supporting local blood drives, United Way, participating in Sit and to Buy in Stoughton, and sponsoring our local youth and high school sports. Stoughton Trailers, looking forward to the limitless possibilities that lie ahead. Stoughton Trailers, the best is yet to come.
My Aunt Bella was telling a story, and her speech was a bit slurred. Her smile was drooping. Was she having a stroke? I knew it was time to run through the B Fast checklist. B, balance. Bella was fine. E, eyes. Her vision was fine. F, face. Oh, the drooping. A, arms. She could lift both arms. S, speech. Oh, definitely slurred. T, terrible headache. She had one. Signs of a stroke. I called 911 and saved Aunt Bella's life.
Brought to you by the Wisconsin Department of Health Services Coverdell Stroke Program.
The biggest names in the basketball world.
Dame, Dollar, Lillard.
Having fun and honest conversations.
He puts it in the shoe, right? And sets the tone for brothers and sisters and family.
Every week, Thanasis Adetokounmpo sits down with special guests on Thanalysis Show. Presented by Carbless Ready-to-Drink Cocktails.
Fantastic.
Find Thanalysis Show on Spotify, Apple, or wherever you get your podcasts. And on YouTube by searching Thanalysis Show.
On the air, on demand, on social, on Wisconsin Sports. Serving Wisconsin sports fans. This is 100.5 ESPN.
It's a beautiful day. Sky falls, you feel like it's a beautiful day. To really get away on the road. But you got no destination in the mind. In a maze of her imagination, your love is down.
Who else is on this list?
That's what I'm wondering.
Like, we're trying to put the poll together. And you know whose voice I hear in the background? Other than Jesse's?
I don't.
Goody's.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I thought you meant, it was just Jesse. Like,
Apparently they like green and gold.
No, it's not Mark Murphy's, no. It's Goody saying that 1.6 players from every draft class on average get a second contract.
Yeah.
And again, the fact that he brought that up, that wasn't like somebody asked him about that stat and he responded. He brought up the stat. And I asked you last week if perhaps wide receiver is trending toward the same fate as running backs, and we decided not yet, but maybe. But this makes it very difficult because I agree with you. I think I probably should have put Zach Tom first, but I'm glad I didn't because it gave us differing viewpoints. I still feel good about my Romeo Dobbs pick, but I think Zach Tom is a better choice.
Yeah, I just
But
wonder.
the problem is,
we
who
saw
else?
What Penei Sewell just got paid by the Detroit Lions.
Yes, he did. Lots
That's where
of money.
That's where Zach Tom is good. And I know Sewell's a really good player. He's really good.
Yeah.
That's where Zach Tom's going to be coming in, and is the Gutenator and Russ going to pay him that right now? They're not. But it's only going to go up. And he is somebody that I think everybody that watches film knows he's a really good player. And he is going to be, if not your left tackle, your right tackle of the future. That's one that I think Goody and the boys are going to try and figure out. Let's get him signed like we did Elton, and let's let this thing roll. So I don't know what that number will be, but whatever Penei Sewell got is going to be the point where that's where Zach Tom's going to want to get to, and the Packers will fight to not get him there. But the fascinating part of this is going to be you have all these wideouts everybody's excited about. The cream's going to rise, and there's going to be some separation this year. How that shakes out, I don't know. But I would bet it is going to get more difficult. Your point on Goody and seeing that he said, boy, you better be an absolute stud to get a third deal and at a position that you don't think wear and tear and everything else gets you. It's going to be a lot tougher. And John Runyon Jr. is a great example because in the past the Packers would look at it and say, really good, solid player, let's pay him.
Right, we know who
even
this
if it's
guy
$9 million
Yep.
instead of 3 for 30, 3 for 27. And the Packers, by all accounts, didn't even offer him anything.
Nope.
I don't think they offered him anything.
Nope.
So this is where it is. It's good, solid player. Appreciate you. Thank you. We'll put a nice little blurb on Packers.com, and we're about our business. That's
right.
what happened. Zach Tom ain't going to be a blurb guy. Zach Tom's going to be a get-paid guy.
Penei Sewell, 4
it's
years, $112 million, $85 million guaranteed.
So what is that average per? 28, 27, somewhere in that ballpark?
Yeah, it's.
Let me tell you something. Zach Tom's going to want 4 for 100. That's where that's going to be. Like, I don't think he takes anything less than that. And I'm going to tell you this: if I'm Green Bay, that price ain't going to go down. I mean, again, I know he popped a pec. I'm not worried about it. He moves well, and that is a position you got to pay the piper, and he is the piper.
Is there anyone else in this conversation right now?
I don't think so.
Christian Watson's injury history disqualifies him right now.
Yep.
Right?
I mean, when can they extend Jaden Reed? Can they extend Jaden Reed after his second year?
I think he has. Yes, I think he has to have at least 2 years in. I can double check that, but I think these guys that are in their third years are now potentially eligible.
If I was a betting man, and I know you can't do that, is there anybody on defense that is Quay Walker going to get a new deal? No, not unless he balls out. I think they drafted these young guys in anticipating we probably ain't going to pay Quay. If all these guys are as good as everybody says, and Greg Cosell, Jesse, who was the guy Greg Cosell was super high on? It was Bullard, right? The safety.
Javon
he was
Bullard,
really
yeah,
fired
he
up with the
loved him.
safety. But he loved Edgerrin Cooper, too.
Okay.
So you just have to start looking at this and understanding, are guys going to take less, and how Goody's approach, and your quote, or you reading his quote, was a good reminder to me. It's going to be tougher. It's always been tough to get a third deal. But it's going to be pretty tough now to get a second deal. Because John Runyon didn't do anything wrong. He was a solid, steady Eddie player. Not like Elton Jenkins. So he wasn't dynamite, like, well, we have to have him.
Mm-hmm.
If you're not a have-to-have guy now, look at the Minnesota Vikings. I think Dalton Reisner, really nice guard, came in last year thinking he was going to get paid, thinking somebody's going to pay me. And you know what he ended up having to do? Minnesota re-signed him for a huge incentive-laden deal.
Yep.
That's where this thing's going. I think more and more teams are looking at it saying, stars are stars, we're going to pay them. Great players, yep. If you are just a guy, which I don't like using that term, but that's how the NFL talks.
Mm-hmm.
If you're just a guy, we're going to go year to year and pay you $3-4 million, and then we'll sprinkle.
Mm-hmm.
You have great things, we'll sprinkle. We're not going to commit to people that we don't think are difference makers in the long run. And I think that's the way Goody's going to go.
So the 2021 draft class is in its final year of their contracts because they did not pick up the fifth-year option on Eric Stokes. That draft already gone from that class. Amari Rodgers, Shamar John Charles, Cole Van Lanen, and Kylan Hill. The players that remain on the roster, none of whom I think are maybe one in line for an extension, but this is a very big maybe. The guys that are left from that class, Eric Stokes, Josh Myers, Royce Newman, TJ Slayton, and Isaiah McDuffie. I would say TJ Slayton would have an outside chance at a extension, but you drafted Carl Brooks, you drafted Colby Wooden. I don't think that even he is going to get an extension unless he has some sort of huge
You want to talk
season.
about somebody we have not talked about? McDuffie. We have not talked about him. We talk Quay, talk Edgerrin Cooper, talk the young guys. Isaiah McDuffie's your starting linebacker right now, right?
He is. I mean, I think the expectation is that he would be the third guy in the 4-3, which they're only playing, 20% of the snaps of. I think in their ideal vision of this defense, it's Walker and Cooper that are the two guys that are on the field all the time.
Yep.
So,
all right.
I
think you could put Isaiah McDuffie in the extend category. He's going to be one of those sleepy, non-expensive core special team, good linebacker. He might be the first guy to go. He might.
And then the 2022 class, which would be eligible for extensions, Quay Walker, Devontae Wyatt, Christian Watson, Sean Ryan, Romeo Dobbs, Zach Tom, Kingsley Enagbare, Jonathan Ford, Rasheed Walker, Samari Toure. The only player from that class who's not still on the roster is Tariq Carpenter.
Yeah. There's a lot of guys there that I think at the right price you feel really good about re-signing.
Yeah, I mean, Enagbare, I've never had a guy tell us that he tore his ACL and then miraculously it turned out he didn't tear his ACL, and he's taking full
got to find out what
participation.
He's got.
He did not. He was he was a little evasive when we were trying to ask him.
HIPAA.
How did you?
Gotta respect HIPAA. Gotta respect.
You gotta respect HIPAA. All right. What we got to do is we got to play trivia. Jesse, it's a Monday.
So just wait before we do trivia. Who are we putting in this poll?
I don't know.
Who are your four?
Zach Tom, Romeo Dobbs, other.
Yep.
We need a third. Or don't we? I guess we could just do
Isaiah
three.
McDuffie?
They're not going to extend Devontae Wyatt. They're not extending Quay Walker at this point. Quay's got to have a great year in order to extend.
Those guys are both facing fifth-year option years here. Those guys, they have to do something this year to get the fifth-year option.
Are you picking up the fifth year on either of those guys if they had to pick it up right now?
No. No, it would be based on potential if you did.
I think you'd pick up Quay's.
I don't know. Listening to the way they're talking about Devontae Wyatt, he's going to be star-spangled awesome in this new system.
I hope so.
I'll believe it when I see it.
Why it's so hard to get a fifth-year option?
That's a great question. I don't want to be dismissive of Christian Watson as our third option, but who else is there? At least you'd be paying him based on potential, and maybe you'd be getting him for a bargain if he plays at the level that you're hoping he'll play at. But
what's a bargain?
It's a short list. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Right now, though,
Goody and I would love to see right now Russ Ball's list. They got these little things. They close the doors and they open them up, and then there's a big reveal. Who's on his top 5 reveal list of guys that we're interested? Because now you have to ask, are we even interested? We weren't interested in John Runyon, who started 50 games for you and was a good, solid player. Are they going to be all up on Sean Ryan?
What about
Sean Ryan's going to, if they extend him at the same price as John Runyon Jr., are they happy with that?
Is there any chance we're being too dismissive of Josh Myers, who played his best football of his career during the second half of the season?
Well, are they going to give him a Tyler Biotish contract, a $10 a year?
I don't think so.
Elton Jenkins can be your center in 2025. I don't know how many times I have to tell you this, but that's what's going to happen.
Yeah. Well, again, when you have a 2021 draft class that does not have anyone that screams you need to extend him while he's in his final season of his rookie contract, and you have a 2022 draft class, maybe Kingsley Enikbare is the other guy that you're putting on the list.
When you said his name, I thought, boy, he makes a lot of plays. He makes a lot of plays when he's healthy and he's out there.
All right, Jesse, what's today's category? What caller do you want?
It is the sports weekend recap for today's trivia category on a Monday. And if you've been paying close attention, I think Tausch has already given away 2 of the answers.
Nice.
SGA? Paul George?
Maybe.
Are those the ones I gave away?
You never know. It could be.
Hartenstein?
I don't know.
Only one way to find out, and that would be by playing. Let's take caller 9. Caller 9, 844-770-3776, 844-770-3776, 844-770-3776. We will take caller 9 for trivia. Tausch, what? Tell us about Johnson & Sons Paving.
What was that?
I thought you mumbled something under your breath there.
No, I didn't, but I did not mumble, I did not jumble, I did not grumble, and I did not fumble. And you won't be fumbling if you go to Johnson & Sons Paving. Summer is here, but before you know it, you'll be prepping for winter. Johnson & Sons Paving wants to make sure you're ready by remembering the 3 R's of parking lot and asphalt maintenance. Reseal every 2 to 3 years. Repair when you see signs of cracking or potholes. And replace if there's constant standing water, warping, buckling, or sinking. Don't scare those customers or tenants with a bad parking lot. Connect with Johnson & Sons today to fix those minor repairs before they become huge headaches. Visit johnsonsonspaving.com right now to schedule an appointment.
Trivia's next. It's Wilde and Tausch.
This is Wilde and Tausch, driven by Zimbrick Chevrolet in Sun Prairie on 100.5 ESPN. See their full inventory at ZimbrickChevrolet.com.
Home practice is about to begin. Your daughter's new tap shoes? Loud. Your son's new tuba? Louder. But you got this. Just like Associated Bank's got you with $50 overdraft Greystone. So if you lose track of expenses buying some noise-canceling and sanity-saving headphones, we've got your back. You got this with $50 overdraft Greystone from Associated Bank. See AssociatedBank.com/checking or ask a banker for details. Member FDIC.
Good Karma Brands is proud to be an equal opportunity employer. Our policy is to provide equal opportunity employment, development, and advancement to all current and potential teammates. If you are an organization that maintains a job bank, provides employment information, or gives job referrals, you may request to be placed on the station's mailing list for future career opportunities. To learn more about careers at Good Karma Brands, please email careers@goodkarmabrands.com.
Breaking news on ESPN Madison is presented by Metro Kia of Madison, Madison's trusted Kia dealer. Stop into Metro Kia on the east side of Madison or visit metrokiaofmadison.com.
Since 1956, Holman Lindsay Paints has been making paint in Wisconsin for Wisconsin. Because of their commitment to making great paint for Wisconsinites, Holman Lindsay has grown over the years to 26 locations in this great state. Headquarters in Sun Prairie with a state-of-the-art facility, Holman Lindsay has the paint you need to make your job better. From do-it-yourself to professional, Holman Lindsay has paint for everyone. Visit one of their local locations today in Madison, Sun Prairie, Middleton, and Janesville.
Derek Jeter for American Family Insurance.
Life's better when you're under the American Family Insurance roof because they'll help protect your family's dreams. Whether it's a kid like me aiming for the big leagues, future rocket scientist, or a budding prima ballerina, you can count on an American Family Insurance agent to help you dream fearlessly. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products not available in every state. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating company, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
Stoughton Health, in collaboration with patient and family advisors, seeks to advance the healthcare experience at Stoughton Health by providing a forum for past patients and families to provide feedback on a variety of healthcare and other related topics. Advisors offer constructive feedback on their personal journey at Stoughton Health, helping to elevate the patient experience and increase satisfaction. Interested? Please call Amy at 608-873-2308.
The annual Dream Big Gala is here, the celebration benefiting big brothers, big sisters of Dane County. Celebrate the power of mentoring at this year's gala on Friday, July 26th at Madison Marriott West. Take a journey through Wonderland as we celebrate mentorship in our community. Join us for a cocktail reception, raffles, whimsical dinner program, and live and silent auctions. Get your tickets now for the 2024 Dream Big Gala at bbbsmadison.org and celebrate mentoring in our community with big brothers, big sisters of Dane County.
After a serious accident, you'll need a winning team to protect your rights. Trust Wisconsin's own Rhubarb offices. Proud partner of your Milwaukee Brewers. One call, that's all.
Step into nostalgia with the Miller High Life Dive Bar of the Week. Listen to Rutledge and Hamilton every Thursday, and we will let you know where you can enjoy $2 Miller High Lifes. To celebrate our love for dive bars, me and Matt are going to tell you about some of our favorites, featuring one extra special dive bar that will have $2 High Lifes on special for the week. Taste the champagne of beer in its natural environment. A delightfully different dive bar in Wisconsin, like Paul's Neighborhood Bar, the pub at Pleasant Springs, the Shack Bar and Grill, and the Sundown Saloon.
Watch every ESPN Madison show live every day. Subscribe to ESPN Madison on YouTube for live video of every show and exclusive content. Just search ESPN Madison.
Let's play some trivia. You said we were big in Plover, the greater Stevens Point Metroplex. We're also big in West Bend, and we're also big in Wausau. Let's welcome in from the greater Wausau Metroplex. It is Tucker. Tucker, good morning. How are you?
Good morning. Doing great.
I hope you've been listening throughout the show.
Tucker has had a heck of a year. He has put himself, I don't know when Tucker started listening to the show. I hope it's been 8 years. But this last 5 or 6 months, his tweeting, what he's done, I'm not going to tell you again what to do with your Hall of Fame stuff, Jason. I'm not. But he's had a Hall of Fame first half of the season. That's what he's done.
Sounds like Jordan Love. Sounds like we're considering an extension.
I'm really trying to be that 5-tool Wilde and Tausch listener.
Oh. Well,
okay.
Our Mike Trout.
All right, Tucker, we'll continue to bolster your resume by knocking it out of the park on these 3 questions. It is the Sports Weekend Recap trivia category, and Mark Tauscher, who has given away 2 answers already in this show, has question number 1.
I don't think I've given away 2. I think I've only given away 1, but we shall see. What have the Brewers done not once, not twice, 5 times in their last 8 games?
Ground salamis.
Atta baby. I want to see if Tucker can have the perfect week without having to list any of the questions. What? He's 1 for 1 without getting the answers.
Tucker, you've had a great run. Don't feel any pressure to not accept the A, B, and C choices on trivia.
He could do it.
No, this is
I
doable.
feel bad for not getting Jesse's joke answer, though. What was the joke answer?
It wasn't that good.
That was pretty good.
Okay.
His hatred came out. It wasn't anything that funny with what he
made
said.
Craig Counsell cry.
He's
Question
crying into
2.
$40 million worth of tears. It's tough stuff.
On the Hiawatha line. All right, question 2 in his uniform. Question 2, Tucker.
Tough ride back yesterday afternoon, I bet.
Wyatt Langford Why it's so hard to have heard of this guy? Wyatt Langford hit for the cycle on Sunday Night Baseball last night. The first cycle in Major League Baseball this season. Which team does Wyatt Langford play for?
The Rangers, Texas Rangers.
There's two.
Tucker's pretty good. And this...
Why it's so easy?
If I did give answers away, this would have been the question that I think I may have. So, Tucker, here we go. Paul George's tenure with the L.A. Clippers is coming to an end. George was acquired by the Clippers in 2019 in a trade, which included sending which of these players from L.A. to OKC?
I wish I was more of an NBA guy. Sorry,
which of these players? Which of these players?
Oh,
but I'm not going to give you
options?
any of them.
All right, how about this?
Yeah.
What if I just said it? Well, I can't do that. That would be I can't do it.
You
all right.
need to say all
I
the
can't do
names.
it. I'm going to. Stop yelling at me. Is it Blake Griffin, Pascal Siakam, or Shai Gilgeous-Alexander?
Clippers. Once again, wish I was an NBA guy. I'm going to go B.
Would it help if I just said SGA?
Yeah.
Which is how I prefer.
I should have just gone with the name I knew. Is it Griffin?
SGA?
No, you Taushed it.
No.
Nice work.
I Taushed it,
SGA. Tausch has been SGAing all morning because he doesn't want to say Shay's
Not
full name.
SGA. I don't. It's too long.
All right,
Too long of a
Tucker.
name.
You're still your Wilde and Tausch resume is still a good one, but you will not have added to it with a perfect score today on trivia. Instead, you got 2 out of 3. That means you got 3 of the possible 4 entries. Jesse, I assume we're doing a drawing on Wednesday.
Yeah,
Short week.
Good news for Tucker is only 3 contestants will be in the cheese fry helmet this Wednesday for the drawing. So, yep, you got a great chance at it.
All right. Well, let's start a perfect week on this then, guys. Love you guys. Bye.
Oh, I knew we could
Love
count
you
on it
guys.
for that.
Tucker's good. Tucker's good.
Jesse, this I
Good.
feel very go back to the 3-shot, Jesse. Yeah, I feel very boxed in. Like I feel like I have to be. I can't move around at all.
You understand nothing has changed for where you are positioned from where you were before.
No, it has changed because we were
It's
still
100% changed. I don't know what you're talking
we
about.
were
Like,
still
it's all up in
horizontally
our face.
oriented.
Should we also poll, do we want the old graphics or the new graphics? Because I'm getting mixed reactions from all of our social platforms on whether people like this or not. Some are
Interesting.
Some love it, and some are saying, this is an invasion of privacy. You should be going back to the old one.
It is up close and personal. There's no denying
It's pretty
that.
snug.
All right,
Very
we're gonna
snug.
play. We're gonna play Need It or Don't Need It.
You
Presented
get
by
a new
Fleet.
Badger helmet back there? What is that? Is that a big old Bucky? Is that new? Slide over it. You're taking up the screen. I got to see. Move to your right so I can see the thing.
Wait, who,
your
me?
other right. Yeah. Move to your right. All right, that Badger, has that always been there? It looks like a wolf.
That's
It's got, like, the
that's
chomp
a
on it?
Oh, yeah,
that's
what
a,
is that
That's
thing?
a Minnesota Timberwolves.
What?
The hell you got a Timberwolf in there?
Yeah, what?
It's the Howler. But of course.
What?
What is
What?
that? Why do you have a Timberwolf? God, you jump on a bandwagon more than anybody. You think
That's
old
been
boy's
there for
good? Now you
that's
just
been
go
there
get
for
a
months. That was before they went
No,
on
it is
any
not.
sort of
Good
playoff.
playoff series,
It has.
and here
it
it
has.
is.
We got it when we were in Minneapolis for the Packers Vikings. I got it at a thrift shop for $2. I just thought it was fun, and I thought it would be great for those times when I need to be Bane and Jesse's not available. But of course,
Doesn't even sound
that was
like
what I was
Bane.
thinking.
I
That's
like where
not
your
my
head's at.
shtick.
I just don't fully understand why you
All right.
have a wolf back
He's
there.
a Timberwolf. All right, we're going to play Need It or Don't Need It, presented by Fleet Farm, coming up next. That means Tausch needs to tell us about Quick Trip, which Tausch got mentioned in our vehicle yesterday as we were driving back from Milwaukee. Sydney wanted to stop and get food, and Paula said no, and she said, I didn't realize we were riding with Tauschy today, but he would stop at
that.
a Quick Trip.
I stopped at a Quick Trip yesterday. We got They got this great deal going. I think you can get buy one, get one pizzas on the weekends. Deals all over the place, and in the summer there's nothing quite like a stop at Quick Trip. While I'm on the road, getting an ice-cold, refreshing drink. It was hot this weekend. Getting those fields ready for the tournament directors, like an ice-cold Coke. And this summer just got a whole lot cooler with Quick Trip and Coca-Cola. Play the Coca-Cola Summer Cash Grab Pull-Tab game daily this summer in your Quick Rewards app. You can enter into the weekly winner drawing where Quick Trip is giving away a total of $500,000 this summer. 10 weekly winners get $25,000 each, and one final week the winner will get $250,000. $500,000 given away just for playing the Coca-Cola Summer Cash Grab Pull-Tab game on the Quick Rewards app. You can even earn extra chances to win by using your Quick Rewards every time you purchase Coke, Monster Energy, Powerade, Body Armor, Smart Water, or Core Power Elite products. Download the Quick Rewards app today. See quicktrip.com/sweepstakes for full details.
We'll get to Need It or Don't Need It next. It's Wilde and Tausch.
Like, share, and follow ESPN Madison everywhere. Follow us on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok for more great content from ESPN Madison. This is 100.5 ESPN and Wisconsin On Demand.
Since 1956, Holman Lindsay Paints has been making paint in Wisconsin for Wisconsin. Because of their commitment to making great paint for Wisconsinites, Holman Lindsay has grown over the years to 26 locations in this great state. Headquarters in Sun Prairie with a state-of-the-art facility, Holman Lindsay has the paint you need to make your job better. From do-it-yourself to professional, Holman Lindsay has paint for everyone. Visit one of their local locations today in Madison, Sun Prairie, Middleton, and Janesville.
Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin present your Badger Minute.
This Badger Minute brought to you by Stoughton Trailers. Big trailers and big opportunity at Stoughton Trailers. Learn more about why a career at Stoughton Trailers might be for you. Go to stojobs.com.
And with your Badger Minute, I'm Alex Gravatt. Sarah Franklin, the Wisconsin Badgers volleyball star, has been nominated for an ESPY for Best Women's College Athlete. Franklin has a litany of personal awards from the 2023 campaign, which resulted in a Final Four appearance, including First Team All-Big Ten, the Big Ten Player of the Year, First Team All-American, and the AVCA National Player of the Year. Franklin is just the third Badger to receive an ESPY nomination while at UW, following Frank Kaminsky in 2015 and Blake Jeffreyon in 2010.
Order today from Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin and pay as low as $18 per window and $81 per patio door per month. Visit PellaWI.com.
After a serious accident, you'll need a winning team to protect your rights. Trust Wisconsin's own Rhubarb offices. Proud partner of your Milwaukee Brewers. One call, that's all.
You're probably being overwhelmed with information about semaglutide, the game-changing FDA-approved weight loss treatment. Jim Rutledge here. I was like you. I didn't know what it was until I saw Dr. Nessa Rodriguez at Carbon World Health. He can walk you through the benefits. He can tell you if it's right for you, and then you could come up with a plan to change your life with a workout plan and semaglutide. With that plan, I dropped 20% body fat to 10% body fat, and I dropped over 20 pounds of fat and kept my muscle. You can do the same thing. Go see Dr. Nessa Rodriguez at Carbon World Health.
Now. We tend not to think about now. We dream about tomorrow, relive yesterday. But right now in front of us is victory over cancer. Right now, cancer research funded by the V Foundation is leading to better treatments and saving lives. Victory over cancer is there for the taking by you, because today's cancer research is tomorrow's victory. Learn more at v.org.
Don't give up. Don't ever give up.
When severe weather hits and the power goes out, do you have a plan? For reliable power and peace of mind, propane can do that. It only takes about 10 seconds for a propane-powered generator to restore power to your home. So no matter what Mother Nature has in store, you know you're prepared. Learn more at WIPGA.org. This message is sponsored by your local propane provider and the Wisconsin Propane Education and Research Council.
Join the Madison Money Guy, Christian Finfrock, for Retirement Income Strategies, Saturday and Sunday mornings at 7. Get the information you need as you plan for retirement. That's Retirement Income Strategies, Saturday and Sunday mornings at 7. Investment advisory services offered through Retirement Income Strategies, an SEC-registered investment advisor.
The pulse of the Milwaukee Bucks, straight from a Bucks legend.
Can't get it off. Marcus Johnson will, though. Can't leave him alone for a 12.
Tap into Here District with Marcus Johnson on Bucks Plus. Marcus and his son Chris offer a weekly beat on Bucks basketball. Get your questions answered and hear from the biggest names in basketball. Find Here District with Marcus Johnson at bucks.com/plus on the Bucks app or wherever you get your podcasts.
We're on the Brewers.
It doesn't look like there's any wiltage coming.
Because we're on Wisconsin Sports.
I think this is going to be a team that gets better and better as their youth gets more and more experience.
Covering the Crew all summer on 100.5 ESPN and Wisconsin On Demand.
Time now to play a little Need It or Don't Need It, presented by Fleet Farm.
Need it? Or don't need it. Presented by Fleet Farm. Remember, if Fleet Farm doesn't have it, then you don't need it. Fleet Farm, serving the Midwest since 1955.
Need It or Don't Need It, presented by Fleet Farm. Tausch, NBA expert. The Milwaukee Bucks need to run it back with Brooke Lopez on the roster for the 2024-25 season. Need it or don't need it?
Don't need it. I love Brooke Lopez. He's been great. I think he did a lot of really good things for this team. And I think with Giannis, the fact that he's that stretch 5, can hit the corner 3, brings the defenders out to give space. For Yanni, I think has been awesome. But Doc doesn't want to play this style of defense anymore. He doesn't want to do the drop where Brooke just kind of protects it. It's not where he's at. And it's been abundantly clear listening to what Doc has to say. Brooke still has value. People still, I think, would be willing to give some things up. It's the last year of his deal. I think it's time. So, don't need him.
I thought it was interesting that JG, our actual Bucks expert, pointed out that maybe he's the kind of guy that you bring him back for now, and then he's a trade deadline deal type guy instead. I don't know what the market is going to be for him currently. I know we talked about Houston last week.
LA, Dallas.
I'm very curious to see what they can bring back for him. So I don't think they need to run it back with him to answer the actual question. I guess I'm not convinced after our conversation with JG that he'll actually get moved during the offseason and won't start the season on the Bucks roster.
Well, that all sounds great, but what I don't want to do, you're trying to win a championship. What was the big complaint this year? Well, Doc got in there too late in the year, and he could get things in. Well, what are we going to do, just keep saying this? And somebody sent some out. Well, the Bucks haven't lost the series when Chris Middleton and Giannis have been healthy, and then it's, well, when was the last time? 2019.
Next.
He's allergic to that take. Need it or don't need it?
It's 5 years. It's 5 years ago, man.
Kazoon
What are we
tight.
doing?
Happens.
Gracias. Well, that's what happens when you throw the camera right up my nostril. Gonna have a sneeze once in a while.
You're blaming the new camera angle for you sneezing?
Yeah, I am.
Need it or don't need it, the old vets need to be nicer to Caitlin Clark as she continues to show out in the W, Tausch.
This is the weirdest thing, man. I don't understand this. It's a weird deal. I am not an expert on the W, so I'm not going to sit here and be able to break it. But I feel like I understand psychology of sports pretty good. I took a class on it. I lived it. And there is a lot of just petty jealousy that is going on. And it's for a myriad of reasons. But this concept, and someone is doing big things that is, you're flying first-class chartered planes now. You're not sitting at LaGuardia waiting for American Airlines on the 15th time to get you to Las Vegas. I don't know. I was trying to come up with some obscure city that there's a W team in. I couldn't come up with it. So there is just, it seems as if, and maybe we need to delve more into Caitlin Clark. Maybe she's just somebody that's not easy to like, but the viewing numbers and everything else tells you that the general public loves her, loves what she does, but it does not seem like very many veterans of this league who, by the way, feel like they've done a great job and didn't get any of the reaping of benefits that old girl's gotten. That's where they're petty and bitter. Okay. We all, and I mean, trust me, all the old guys think that the league would have never lasted without him. Well, let me tell you something. The league and the NFL humming along, gonna hum along, even with Patrick Mahomes and Tom Brady. It just keeps on going. But this is a weird dynamic. I don't fully know all the details, but I can tell you there's a lot of petty bitterness, and I think just a lot of people that don't like the way Caitlin Clark carries herself. That's what I think is going on.
I do think that's a big part of it. And I also think there's resentment that all the focus is on a rookie who hasn't done anything at the professional level yet, and the women that you're talking about feel like they have worked their tails off to make the W relevant, and they don't like that. Big win for the Fever yesterday on the road against the Phoenix Mercury. Man.
She can't shoot going to her right. Like, she has to go boom, boom, left, pull up. Like, that's what she does.
So if it's
an odd deal.
So now put yourself in the WNBA. Diana Taurasi has added you to the Phoenix Mercury's roster. Wouldn't that bother you that you see a weakness in her game that shows that she's not the best thing since sliced bread, in your opinion, at the WNBA level, and she's getting all this attention? You just solved the riddle. Like, you pointed out a weakness in her game. They all see that, and they're like, dude, this girl is not – she's not that yet. She's not her
I get it.
Yet, if you will.
I think there's just a lot – there's a lot of unpacking to do, and it is a lot of stuff that is going on there. And I can't sit here and tell you in good faith, because I tell you when I have holes in my game. I don't know enough. I know enough to be dangerous, but in this case, I would be too dangerous by delving too deep because I don't know for sure. But I can tell you there's a lot of pettiness and there's a lot of bitterness, like as you just put it, on the fact that we've done this for this long and we didn't get flights changed, all this other stuff. But you also have to look, how does that saying go about the forest? Don't look at the forest through the trees or whatever that is.
You have to see the forest for the trees, yeah.
Look big picture. And when you look big picture, your league and you as a whole are going to be much better off if Caitlin Clark grows and continues to go. You don't have to like her or what she stands for or all that other stuff, but, I mean, things are shaking in the dub, and it's shaking because of Caitlin. Shaking because of Caitlin.
That's a stretch.
Shade and bake.
We got one more? She's gotten a lot of shade. That's true, actually.
Need it or don't need it, we need to recognize this being the best sign we've seen at a Brewers game in more than a decade. This is Craig Counsell on a wanted poster. Stole $40 million, may be found in last place. Need it or don't need it to give it its proper due, Tausch.
I'm torn on this because I love humor. I love this from a fan standpoint. It's fun. But then I want to be an old curmudgeon and say, well, he didn't steal it. The Cubs willingly gave him the 40.
Correct.
But this is super fun. And fans should be doing this. This is not harmful to anybody. I guarantee you one thing. Craig Counsell ain't losing sleep over that. He's losing sleep that his team stinks.
Yep.
And that they can't beat anybody. It's not that he understands Brewers fans are going to be disappointed, blah, 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 all that stuff. I get it. And that sign, I'm guessing when he's with his buddies, he's probably like, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. As he's riding down to Hiawatha in his full-on uni in the back of the caboose. Like his team in the NL Central are sitting in the caboose.
Cubs fans might be disappointed with how things have gone for their team with Craig Counsell in charge. You will not be disappointed if you make sure you get everything you need for your 4th of July celebration at Fleet Farm. Shop deals on grills and accessories, patio furniture, camping gear, and so much more. Make this 4th of July the best one yet with everything you need it or don't need it, at Fleet Farm. You can also shop the guaranteed best prices at Fleet Farm. They've got the lowest prices on all your favorites this summer, and if you do find a lower price, they'll match it, so you will always save. Find deals on everything you need for everyday life at Fleet Farm. The 11 o'clock hour kicks off in 2 minutes, so stick around. It's Wilde and Tausch.
Don't go anywhere. Another hour of Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, is coming up next on ESPN Wisconsin, the ESPN app, and Wisconsin On Demand.
Listen to Madison Money Guy every Saturday morning at 7 a.m. on 100.5 ESPN and ESPNWisconsin.com.
I like to refer to inflation as the silent killer. It's an invisible risk. It's just the idea that things get more expensive over time. You're going to need milk and eggs when you're in your early 60s and when you're in your early 80s. You're going to get a loaf of bread, and it's going to be more expensive 20 years from now.
Christian Finfrock is the Madison Money Guy. Call him today at 208-1800.
Hey, it's Kelly Sheffield, Wisconsin Badgers volleyball head coach. You're listening to 100.5 ESPN, WTLX, Monona, Madison, a good Karma Brands radio station.
Broadcasting live from the Everlight Solar Studio, this is your Metro Kia of Madison Sports Center.
Good morning, Madison and streamers everywhere. I'm Jesse Nelson. Sports Center brought to you by Ho Chunk Gaming Madison, home of smoke-free slots and the highest payout percentage in the area. Ho Chunk Gaming Madison, more spins, more wins, more fun. Milwaukee Brewers continuing to have more fun this season. A season-high 16 games over 500 after taking 2 of 3 from Craig Counsell and the rival Chicago Cubs at American Family Field. That included a 7-1 victory on Sunday afternoon. The Brewers scored all 7 runs in the 4th inning, including a grand slam from Bryce Terang, his 2nd of the season. The Brewers have hit 5 grand slams in their last 8 games, a stretch that has only ever been matched by the 2020 San Diego Padres. The Brewers head out west for 4th of July week. 4 games. First up in Denver, visiting the Colorado Rockies. First pitch tonight, 7:40 at Coors Field between the Brewers and the Rockies. Meanwhile, NBA free agency now open. What does it mean for the Bucks? No moves as of yet, but check out how the rest of the moves around the league are impacting Milwaukee right now over at ESPNWisconsin.com. And plenty of Packers conversation over the weekend at Summerfest, the State of the Packers show, available on Wisconsin On Demand.
Metro Kia of Madison, Madison's trusted Kia dealer. Stop into Metro Kia on the east side of Madison or MetroKiaofMadison.com.
O'clock hour of Wilde and Tausch begins now. Jesse, what are the early returns on our poll question?
I am pulling them up right now on Twitter at Wilde and Tausch, our poll question. I hope you are cool with how I worded it, by the way.
Cool with it.
Yeah. Other than Jordan Love, who is the next core Packers player that should receive a contract extension? The 4 options are Zach Tom, Romeo Doubs, nobody worth considering, or other with a fill-in-the-blank tell us option. Tausch, do you want to guess anything before I tell you what the returns are? I know
Why don't you tell me what you're thinking? I think there'll be some that might say Quay Walker, but probably not many. I would have to think Zach Tom's winning this thing in a somewhat of a rout.
You would be correct. 71% Zach Tom leading the way. Nobody worth considering, 13% in second place in the poll. 10% other tell us. We'll review some of those in a moment.
Romeo's in last place.
Romeo Dobbs with only 7% of the vote because he's Alan
I'm
Lazard.
telling you, man, people are sleeping on Romeo Dobbs because he's been stereotyped as a borderline 2-3 guy, not a borderline 1-2 guy. And if you want to look at what he's done, he's been a borderline 1-2 guy. He's not been a borderline 2-3 guy. Like, look at his stats. Look at what he's done, but he's been overlooked by Christian Watson's big run of 4 or 5 games that he was Randy Moss-esque his rookie season. And then last year it was Jordan Love and Jaden Reed and Dontavian Wicks. And, look at this group of 5. Well, who's the 5th guy? Who is the 5th Beatle, Jason?
I don't know.
Shemp.
No.
He would be, if you're talking about the Three Stooges, thank you, Jesse, he would be the Shemp right now. I don't know who'd be Larry, Curly, and Moe, but he is the forgotten stooge in this group.
I don't know.
Oh, I remember that era. This is his thing, not mine, Jason. Just this is Jesse's. I'm helping him since he didn't help me with my dad joke. But the bottom line on Romeo Dobbs is he's been really
dad
good.
Joke.
No, I did. You guys didn't give me any. You gave me feedback.
Oh, here! Hey, look at that! Wait, what?
Rewriting some history there.
Wait 1 second. The 5th Beatle is an informal title that has been applied to people who were at one point a member of the Beatles or who had a strong association with John Lennon, Paul McCartney, George Harrison, and Ringo Starr. So there is no 5th Beatle, like legit 5th Beatle.
Okay.
There's no one that holds that title. No wonder we couldn't help you.
But there is a rotating cast.
Don't you kind of sense? I mean, I think he'd be more the 4th, but we've had this discussion too, not just Jordan Love.
Right.
Extension talk.
It's true.
We've had this discussion about Romeo Dobbs, and we keep saying, well, Christian Watson, if he stays healthy. Oh, Dontavian Wicks. And by the way, Greg Cosell, probably a bigger Dontavian Wicks fan than you are. And you have been in his camp. I'm a Jaden Reed guy because he's productive. Yep. So, at best, people view him as the 4th Beatle, but then everybody's like, well, what about Heath? He's a blocker. Oh, Melton. And everybody just is like, oh, Dobbs is just there. He'll be there.
Ringo Dobbs.
It's kind of where it's at. Like, that's how people view it, and our poll is just another indicator in that.
Also, kudos to Tausch for finding an even older reference than J.R. Ewing. We have gone with the Beatles now.
And the Three Stooges.
What do you want to go with?
We're going backwards.
I actually think that was pretty good. I did. We get a lot of grief around here for our old person references. And again, I would also like to point out to Evan, who we love, that when we tried to push back on you using J.R. Ewing, we used Seinfeld, which has been off the air for more than 20 years.
In the same boat.
But it doesn't feel like it's been off the air that long.
Yeah, you don't see Dallas in syndication like you see Seinfeld in syndication. That's very fair.
Which is a shame because people would love it.
Jesse, I do think it's interesting.
So why wouldn't you just bring up an interesting question to me? Why doesn't Netflix, which pumps out that Suits show that you guys love, why is it not pumping out Dallas?
That's a great question. I would assume
maybe Dallas wasn't a very good show.
Now
don't
Dallas,
you dare! Hey, don't you dare say things like that. The greatest TV character of all time is J.R. Ewing, and he can't be on Netflix. I'm sorry, or Paramount Squared, or whatever other networks, quote unquote, that they put him on. What are we doing here?
Apparently, now, you do have. It's hard for me to keep track of your streaming services.
I don't have Peacock.
Yeah, we know Peacock's out.
That's the only one I know for certain that you don't have.
I feel like we have I think we have everything else.
Which really,
ironically now, I kind of want to have Peacock because there's Badger games.
Right,
That's the ironic
part. The more
part.
you think about it, that's the one you only really do need as a Badger fan.
Yeah, and now I've kind of pigeonholed myself into saying I can't do it. So even if every of my favorite show of all time, Wings and Dallas, would be on there, I'm still not going to watch it.
So I am here to tell you that on Amazon Prime, which has apparently a portion of their realm now that's called Freevee, which is TV, but it has commercials, which sounds a lot like cable to me.
That's television. Yeah.
Dallas is available on Amazon Prime. So if you would like to...
Why is Suits, a show you two both love,
great
they
show.
put it up there, they force it down your blanking throat. Let's put Dallas up there and see if Dallas, you force that down people's throat if they're as interested in Suits. I bet they would.
Do you know how Netflix works?
Not really. I don't.
I appreciate the honest answer there.
Am I supposed to? Like, do you know how Netflix works? Yeah. Hey, it's on my phone. I click a button. I dump a code in, and then I can watch Love is Blind. That's how Netflix works for me.
Kinda. They're not forcing you to watch Suits on Netflix. It's popping up on the deal because it's a trending show. It's one of the top shows people are watching
it's not
nationwide.
How it is. Why would Suits all of a sudden be trending?
Because
it's been off the air for 10 years.
Because people
That's your best?
Because people are
Because they're jamming it down your throat. You don't understand that they're jamming it down your throat. That's what you don't understand. If Suits was just another show on, great. Go, I got to search, I got to find it, boom. They put it up on the top. It's like grocery stores, Jesse. They're not throwing it. They put it at the checkout because they want you to make an impulse buy. They're paying more for it. They want to jam it down your throat. Well, here, they're doing the same thing on Netflix. How do you not understand that?
I'm more concerned, not that I wasn't listening.
Throat.
But I'm watching the start of Dallas, and Larry Hagman is like the 5th or 6th guy that's mentioned in the opening credits. So for as much as you argued that, now this was in season 2 that I selected, so I assume that it changed. But for as much as you enjoyed
Are you trying to tell me that J.R. Ewing was a bit player in an ensemble cast? Is that what you're telling me?
At least when the show began. Now maybe it evolved to the point where Larry Hagman...
I don't want to go Charles Barkley here, but come on, man.
I am telling you, they opened the credits in alphabetical order. They did not put Larry Hagman first, even though he was the straw that stirred the Dallas drink. Instead, Barbara Bell Geddes, Jim Davis, Charlene Tilton, I think, is the only one that's after him. We have now reached a point in the program where we're talking more Dallas than we are talking football. You do get to see the Dallas Cowboys Stadium in the opening credits, though. I'm sure you remember that from all those times that you watched those episodes. But what shows are you frustrated that you're not having access to right now? Is there like a list of them?
I'm not frustrated about it. I'm just telling you, I don't understand. I wanted you guys, when Jesse says, do you understand Netflix? I said, no. You didn't explain anything to me. So what did you? Well, you asked the question. You don't even give me any. You understand how this works? Well, no, I don't.
Fair.
Tell me.
It's fair critique.
There's nothing worse than people that just spout off and don't have any answers for it. And another thing, before I get to my AmFam read, I have now been playing. Eleanor and Max are both all in on euchre and dirty clubs, and they're loving card games. And we have house rules, and I've changed the rules, and everybody I've played with loves the new euchre rules. 4 is you got to get 4 if you go alone. 3 is a bump, which for anyone that doesn't play cards, that means you get double the points. You set somebody. I go over to my boy's place last night. We're playing euchre. It's his house, and he refuses, even though in good conscience he knows that my rules are better, refuses to play with those rules, and I am now soured on euchre because that rule sucks, where it's only 3 to get bumped. What do I do? I'm frustrated that he hasn't acknowledged it, changed the rule. I am frustrated by it.
Is there ever? I understand that you occasionally have some grievances, not toward tournament directors anymore. However, but do you ever think that your frustrations are sometimes for a niche audience?
You remember when you said nobody cares about euchre, and I got like 150 some responses about the rules of euchre?
I do remember that. I do.
So
they're a
don't say
passionate group.
niche.
They're a passionate group. But again, you're changing a rule, and you're frustrated because the greater euchre community has not accepted it. Is that
no?
a
The
fair
greater euchre community has. I want more. I want it to be the new standard rule, and people have to go the other way in order to play it back to the way it's been in the past, if that makes any sense to you.
The Bucks signed somebody.
Breaking news?
Yeah.
Well, hit it.
Oh, baby, now this is some breaking news.
Veteran guard DeLon Wright has signed a 1-year, $3.3 million deal with the Milwaukee Bucks. Most recently with the Miami Heat, appeared in 14 games last season, has spent time with Toronto, Sacramento,
I think I could speak,
Atlanta.
I can speak for our audience.
Washington.
And saying,
and
give me more euchre breakdown and give me more J.R. Ewing than that. I feel fairly confident.
DeLon Wright.
I also feel fairly confident. It's that time of the year again. Nobody tailgates like Brewers fans. And what if I told you that American Family Insurance can help take your tailgating to the next level? Enter the Superfan Tailgate Sweepstakes for an all-expenses-paid day at American Family Field with your own personal chef. You and 5 friends, field-level tickets, gift cards to your favorite spots at the stadium, and more. Go to amfam.com/brewer to enter today. No purchases necessary. Dream fearlessly. Insure carefully.
More euchre breakdowns, Larry Hagman highlights, and Buck signings still ahead. Stick around.
This is Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Call Gina Della from Pella today, 855-PELLA-WI, and online at PellaWI.com/radio.
Mark Tauscher here to tell you a little bit more about Everlight Solar. We all know that electricity costs are on the rise. That's why you need to talk to my friends over at Everlight Solar. Their local team here in Madison is here to keep it simple. From your no-cost consultation to solar panel installation, the team at Everlight Solar will be with you every step of the way. Not only will they help you save money, but by switching to solar, you're also helping save the planet. Everlight Solar, a proud partner of Wisconsin Athletics. Check them out at everlightsolar.com.
ESPN Madison is serving up something new this fall.
Badgers bust into the national semifinals.
Unprecedented success.
Kelly Sheffield has put himself among the elite in the sport.
Unrivaled enthusiasm.
Every single night, 7,000 plus, and they are in your face.
I'm hooked. I love Wisconsin Bucks.
Unrelenting determination.
You have the best players and the best coach. You like your chance.
A national semifinalist for the 6th time.
The new home for Wisconsin Badgers volleyball. 100.5 ESPN.
When it comes to security for your home and family, you want a winner, and we found one when we placed our trust with J&K Security Solutions. This is Greg Gard. Kim and Jeff hit the game-winning shot for us with the Control 4 home technology system. Home or away, from our smartphones, we can open the garage door, dim the lights, turn on the TV, as well as arm the security system. That's convenience as well as peace of mind. Let J&K Security Solutions do for your home or business like they've done for us. Call 255-5799 or online at jksecurity.com.
This update is sponsored by UW Credit Union. For every stage of life, UW Credit Union is here for every you. Fans, here's your Quick Trip to the Ballpark ticket offer. Spend $200 at participating Quick Trip locations and get a free Terrace Reserve ticket to a 2024 Brewers home game. Check brewers.com/quicktrip for more details. Join UW Credit Union at uwcu.org. Insured by NCUA.
Mark Tauscher here for Chalmers Jewelers. I've been a big fan of Scott, Garrett, and the whole team at Chalmers Jewelers for years now. I go there, my friends go there, and most importantly, my wife loves it whenever I get her something from Chalmers Jewelers. It's my go-to spot for birthdays, anniversaries, and any special occasion. For quality jewelry and a great experience, choose Chalmers Jewelers, the place to go for that perfect gift. Stop at Chalmers Jewelers in Middleton and Madison.
Chalmers
Famous Jewelers in Middleton
and Madison. Grab a Coke and grab some cash with the Coca-Cola Summer Cash Grab, only from Quick Trip. Play daily in your Quick Rewards app for a chance to win up to $250,000. Earn extra chances to enter by purchasing any qualified Coke, Monster Energy, Powerade, Body Armor, Smart Water, or Core Power Elite products with Quick Rewards. Summer just got a whole lot cooler with Quick Trip and Coca-Cola. No purchase necessary. See QuickTrip.com/sweepstakes for details.
Hey Madison, this is Kayla Conklin. I'm the president of the Urban League of Greater Madison Young Professionals, and we are an auxiliary organization off of the Urban League of Greater Madison for ages 21 to 40. If you are a young professional in the city and you're looking for a space to do community service, volunteerism, civic engagement, and network and grow as a young professional, we would love to have you. Please visit our website, www.ulgmyp.org, to register and learn more.
Good Karma Brands is proud to be an equal opportunity employer. Our policy is to provide equal opportunity employment, development, and advancement to all current and potential teammates. If you are an organization that maintains a job bank, provides employment information, or gives job referrals, you may request to be placed on the station's mailing list for future career opportunities. To learn more about careers at Good Karma Brands, please email careers@goodkarmabrands.com.
Wilde and Tausch on 100.5 ESPN is brought to you by Everlight Solar. Save money, save the planet. Everlight Solar.
Covered a lot of ground here today. Rhubarb, tournament directors, euchre improvements. Tausch, is there anything we haven't hit on yet that you want to hit on?
Yes, I do, but I'm going to save it to tomorrow, and it's big tech related.
Of course it is.
That's
Jesse
good,
just put down big tech related.
All right.
And he'll remember, maybe. So tell us about Coors Light so we can get back on the clock instead.
Coors Light, brewed with a 3-step cold process, cold lager, cold filtered, and it's cold packaged, so it's made to chill. And what a weekend. 4th of July falling on the perfect day. Thursday, because then a lot of people get Friday off. It's like Thanksgiving. It is a beautiful holiday. We love it, and we will love Coors Light on that holiday. The cookouts, out on the boat, if you're up at a cabin, what a spot. Have yourself some Coors Light. That's when you know it's chilled to perfection. You make sure those mountains are blue, and you're going to have yourself a great day. Celebrate responsibly. Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado.
Now, Christmas is on, like, the worst possible time. It's on a Wednesday. So is it worth the trade-off having 4th of July Thursday
fair question.
to do Christmas Wednesday?
I'd rather have Christmas line up perfectly, but for me, boy, that is Jesse, your best question of the year so far. I'm going July 4th because there's more free time. You can probably maximize your time better with that. And for Christmas, you're going to take your time with your family regardless. 4th of July, you're probably going to be sipping Coors Lights. You're going to be going up there, and you're going to extend that out another 2 or 3 days. And the fact that that's when we're busiest, I think I'm going to go 4th of July.
I'm going to go for Whoa Nelly, which is next. It's Wilde and Tausch.
This is Wilde and Tausch, driven by Zimbrick Chevrolet in Sun Prairie on 100.5 ESPN. See their full inventory at ZimbrickChevrolet.com.
Every event tells a story, from the first impression to the final moments. Have someone guide your guests through every chapter the way you want the story told. Hi, it's Jeffrey from Celebrations Entertainment. With a strong presence, great voices, and an award-winning team, trust us to guide, direct, and inform your guests through all the different chapters of the day. For fun, memorable entertainment for any event, please visit us at celebrationsentertainment.com. That's celebrationsentertainment.com.
Wow, Wayne, that is a beautiful window.
It sure is, Jeff. It really tackles energy efficiency.
Sure has a nice slide.
It's one of the best screenplays I've ever seen.
They're so easy to close. I'd say it's a grand slam.
If you guys keep making those dad jokes, you're going to be a real pain in my neck.
Oh, that's a good one. Did you hear about this one?
Get as low as $18 per window and $81 per patio door per month. Visit PellaWI.com today.
Certain restrictions apply on 7/31/2024.
Now. We tend not to think about now. We dream about tomorrow, relive yesterday. But right now in front of us is victory over cancer. Right now, cancer research funded by the V Foundation is leading to better treatments and saving lives. Victory over cancer is there for the taking by you, because today's cancer research is tomorrow's victory. Learn more at v.org.
Don't give up. Don't ever give up.
Calling all athletes, Total Athlete Performance is here to take your game to the next level. Join them with summer speed camps available in both Verona and DeForest. Maximize your speed gains with intense acceleration-focused work, as well as max velocity and top-end speed training. Their trainers will tailor a weight room program specific to you with force velocity profiling. Plus, with data tracking and video analysis, you'll get to watch your progress firsthand. Visit tapwisconsin.com for more information. That's tapwisconsin.com.
Derek Jeter for American Family Insurance.
Life's better when you're under the American Family Insurance roof because they'll help protect your family's dreams. Whether it's a kid like me aiming for the big leagues, future rocket scientist, we have liftoff, or a budding prima ballerina, you can count on an American Family Insurance agent to help you dream fearlessly. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products not available in every state. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating company, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
I was rolling my rig on a Crescent City run with my hands on the wheel looking into the sun. With a flash, I became temporarily blind by a plate glass truck I was tailing behind. Next thing I know, I'm in the side of a ditch with a bent rear wheel and a broken off hitch. But I was hauling again in just a short while, because Truckstar Collision is on my speed dial. Do you operate a fleet, whether it's heavy-duty 18-wheelers or medium-duty delivery vans? And does vehicle downtime make you cringe? Time is money, and a fleet vehicle on the sideline hurts, because you need your fleet to be up and running 100% of the time. If one of your heavy or medium-duty fleet vehicles is out of commission, Truckstar Collision Center in Deerfield will get it back on the road quickly. Since Truckstar is a full-service facility, the complete repair is done in-house, saving you time and money. And remember, they're able to repair both heavy and medium-duty vehicles. Truckstar Collision Center, minutes off I-94 in Deerfield. Call 888-400-1002 or log on to truckstarcollision.com.
Grab a Coke and grab some cash with the Coca-Cola Summer Cash Grab, only from Quick Trip. Play daily in your Quick Rewards app for a chance to win up to $250,000. Earn extra chances to enter by purchasing any qualified Coke, Monster Energy, Powerade, Body Armor, Smart Water, or Core Power Elite products with Quick Rewards. Summer just got a whole lot cooler with Quick Trip and Coca-Cola. No purchase necessary. See QuickTrip.com/sweepstakes for details.
What's up, Madison? It's head coach Kelly Sheffield.
Wisconsin proved they were the number one team in the country tonight.
You're listening to Madison's new home for Wisconsin Badger volleyball, 100.5 ESPN and Wisconsin On Demand.
Time now for Won't Know It.
If the topic is good, the guys discuss.
Just the other morning I had breakfast at Tracy Rocker's house. His mama brought out 15 flapjacks. He said, Mama, take back 5 of them flapjacks. I gotta stay hungry for the Crimson Tide.
But if it's not, the show must go on. It's time for
Whoa, Nelly!
On Wilde and Tausch.
Tausch is our resident NBA expert when it comes to free agency. Klay Thompson out at Golden State with Steph Curry and the Warriors. End of an era, 13 seasons that duo was together. Multiple NBA championships, even more berths in the finals. Four championships, 6 berths in the finals over the 13 seasons for Steph
Birds
and Klay.
Berths.
How will we look back and remember the Splash Brothers at Golden State?
Yeah, they're the
Tausch?
greatest shooting tandem of all time, backcourt. And when Mark Jackson said that in like 2013, 14, whatever year it was, we all laughed and said, "You're crazy." He's crazy like a fox because he was right. And Klay Thompson has been an unbelievable player. Injuries caught up with him. Age has caught up with him. His monster salary, all of those things. And I think the tough part about sports is that all these things come to an end, and you have alpha dogs like Klay that is sitting there. He doesn't think so. He got there because he's proven over and over to blank you, I can do this. And at some point you can't. And you're usually the last one to know it. So it was a unbelievable run. His career, if he doesn't play another dribble, he's gonna go down as one of the best to do it. But I would not want Klay on my team anymore. I think his best days are behind him. He can still shoot it a little bit, but all of the other stuff, it just caught up with him. And there ain't nothing wrong with that. And at some point, he's going to be back, and everybody's going to say, what a great run, what a career. But he's going to be one of the last guys to know it, and I think we're seeing that unfold.
Do you know how old Klay Thompson is?
34?
You're right, 34. NBA expert Mark Tauscher. Okay. Yeah, 34. He'll be
I don't know why you guys are giving me all this grief. Again,
no,
I'm not getting into the minutia. And if you ask me who the starting forward for the Wizards is, I ain't going to tell you. Because you know what? Nobody cares unless you live in Washington. Fair?
Well, I guess
Aren't there like 3 Badgers that are on the Washington Wizards that we might actually care? Like it could be Johnny Davis.
Who are they?
I don't know. Are
Johnny D? I don't know.
See, I think you're illustrating our point as why we kind of give you a little bit of a hard time.
I said national, though. I said on a national scale.
You made that addition today. Previously,
no,
there were
I
no
never said it. You guys monikered
you being an NBA expert.
Y'all monikered me. I didn't moniker myself. And I'm just living up to said moniker.
I know a lot about the NBA. I believe
I do.
A quote that launched this opinion.
I do. I agree with you on
but
that.
But not the minutia. Yeah, it's
I'm not interested.
It's a bit of an.
In fairness, I'm not interested in the Wizards playing the Bulls on a Tuesday night in D.C. I just both teams are irrelevant.
I
agree.
Don't care. But I guess my question would be, Brian Windhorst, Malika Andrews, Tim Legler. They're probably not really interested in who the starting lineup is for the Wizards either, but they probably still know it because they are.
Well, actually, Tim Legler lives in D.C., so I think he probably does care. So that's not a great example.
I don't know if he cares.
Whoa, Nelly!
Tausch, we know you love fixing games. They have done their best to once again make improvements.
Whoa. I love improving. Fixing games has a gambling connotation.
Yeah. You're right.
Thank
Tausch
you.
loves making improvements to games.
Indeed.
And then fixing them so he can win.
Hey.
It's not about that. I didn't even win last night in either, so no. By the way, bocce ball. What do you, Jesse?
Yeah.
What do you call the little baby ball that you throw out in the beginning?
The baby ball. I don't know. The little ball. It's just the little ball.
I thought you were Mr. Yard Game up north and playing games on the
I've
lake.
become more of a croquet connoisseur this year. I've moved on.
It's called
from bocce.
Penelope. The ball is called Penelope for whatever reason.
What?
Yeah, that's what they call the little white ball that they fire at. No, I'm not. I am not a bocce expert by any stretch. And by the way, I will go and say I like the bocce game when it's in the sandbox, when they throw it in that box so that the ball doesn't roll down weeds and get into mosquito-infested areas that doesn't have Mosquito Joe.
Adds elements to it.
So this last night was there, but they're throwing Penelope, and what I didn't know is if you hit Penelope, you get a point. So if you play to 11, didn't know that. Kind of like it. But
Penelope,
you can't win the game by hitting Penelope. If I'm at 10 and we have to get to 11, I hit Penelope, get me 11 points. I don't get the dub, is what I found out.
again, I understand that once upon a time, I may have suggested that Euchre fans were a niche audience and we were inundated with text messages. So I say this at the risk of being inundated by bocce ball of
the bocce enthusiasts.
Aficionados.
Yeah.
The bocce ball community.
What are we doing here? I will say this. I did not know that the ball was called Penelope.
Yeah, it's a new one.
I don't love the phrase, if you hit Penelope, you win the game, or whatever.
No, you can't win by hitting Penelope.
No, you can't win with it.
You can be arrested if you're hit Penelope.
Whoa! In fairness, I didn't bring it up. Jesse brought up bocce ball, not me. In fairness.
What world do you live in?
What do you mean?
I'm trying to ask you about the home run derby.
Boy, you went a long way. You went a long way to get there. You started with euchre, bocce ball, croquet, and now you're finding a way to bring that around to the home run derby? What a stretch that is. I don't know how you're getting there.
Whoa, Jesse, Nelly. Stop bringing up bocce. This is all your fault.
Tausch, we know you love making improvements to games. Well, what do you think of baseball's improvements to the home run derby? Getting rid of the bracket-style format and simply making it most dingers wins. Round of 8, top 4 advance. Round of 4, top 2 advance. Winner take all. And you only get 40 pitches as opposed to the timed round. They still have the timer, so you can't take forever, but 40 pitch maximum, so you can't stand there taking 5 in a row from who's ever throwing to you. What do you think, Tausch?
How many different periods of time? Is it from the start to the finish, whoever has the most wins? Is that the deal?
No, you reset for each round. I think maybe the first and second round carry over.
I want a cumulative effect, so if old boy hits 30 out of 40, but then he only hits 10 out of 40 the next, and somebody else goes 20, and I guess the math on that would be 21 more. You win by 1. I want a cumulative deal. I don't want it just to be each round. I want the whole thing to be added up. You're getting the swings. You advance because you had the most in that round, and then if you're eligible, you can end up winning it. I'm good with that. But, yes, getting rid of I think anything to shorten it up and make it sweeter is going to be better.
I think this sounds great, and it feels logical. I don't understand why they did it in such a convoluted way to begin with. This makes a lot more sense. It's more like the old school home run derby. I don't know if you guys ever came across this when you were maybe watching Dallas or Seinfeld, but ESPN Classic used to run these black and white home run derbies between like Mickey Mantle and Henry Aaron. And anytime does anybody, if you remember this, text or tweet us, because I used to love watching this. They were black and white, and it was mano y mano. It was before I think baseball had even brought back the home run derby at the All-Star game. That's how long ago this was. But it was like Henry Aaron versus Willie Mays, and it was amazing to watch, but it was simple. Who hit more home runs?
Okay.
I like this.
Just wait a second. So you crush me on bringing up the fifth Beatle. You crush me about bringing up Dallas.
I actually am bringing up.
Then you go back to Babe Ruth and Ty Cobb as being the home run champs. That's what we're doing here. So I don't fully understand how you can come at me by saying all of your references are old. They're blank and blank and blank. And then you come back with Mickey Mantle and Babe Ruth. Just so we're on the same page.
Babe Ruth, yes, I said Babe Ruth and Ty Cobb. We were at least talking about, it was actually adjacent to the topic at hand as opposed to Dallas and J.R. Ewing.
I've got bad news for Tausch.
Uh-oh.
I've got like 10 texts saying that the little baby ball in bocce is actually called the Polino, not the Penelope.
I don't know if anything has happened in the
Just
history of
wait a
this
second.
show that
So,
was more appropriate than that.
Does that mean that last night's game that we lost is not valid because we were calling it Penelope over Polina?
Who told you it was called Penelope?
The people we were playing with.
Here I was thinking you looked it up and you were taking it very seriously and found all this information.
Because he did all that
What would
Googling
make
previously.
Whoa. What would make you think that I looked up what the Penelope ball was called in Bachi? Why would you ever think I would do that?
You started the show by telling us how you Googled something.
Yeah, I Googled something about rhubarb because I knew I was going to be talking about it. And I wanted to have my facts right. This, I just assumed they have a beautiful bocce set. They play a ton of bocce. And they're telling me about this Penelope. You think I'm making that up? I don't know anything about bocce. I show up at bars and we'll play in a little rink and we'll throw the ball around while we're having a Coors Light. I'm not interested in, that's not my game. So I took their word for it. They lied.
Yeah, you're only as good as your sources. Jesse, before we run out of time, we've already run out of music on Whoa Nelly. I was really interested in this word that you are refusing to use. And now we've run out of time. Are we teasing that for tomorrow?
Yeah, we'll roll it over. We'll get to it at some point. I also promised my brother-in-law I was going to ask him something on his behalf from last week that I still haven't gotten to. So I got some stuff rolling over. Yeah.
Woof, woof. Am I right?
Been home alone all morning. Everybody comes in with 10 minutes left in the show. I got dogs barking. I got people using Google broadcasts during the show. Come on, people. We still have a show to do here. We will wrap things up so my life can get out of control, apparently, here at home. And this is what happens. I thought I was distracted by the Summerfest crowd, which I was, by the way. Have you done a show at Summerfest?
I haven't, no. I went down and saw Imagine Dragons last year. It was fantastic.
Yeah, people come up to you while you're on the radio, and they want information, and they don't seem to care that you're on the radio. Where is the tie-dye portion of the of the park? Yeah, I don't know, sir. Thank you for stopping by. We'll wrap things up next. It's Wilde and Tausch.
Wisconsin's all-time sack leader is finally a Hall of Famer.
Sala led the Big Ten, always revved up to come off that corner.
Congratulations to ESPN Madison's Tarek Sala, proud member of the UW Athletic Hall of Fame class of 2024.
Mark Tauscher here for Zimbrick Chevrolet in Sun Prairie, the name you can trust. Well, we're all hoping Green Bay gets to prove again this year that they're the best team in football. Well, until then, guess who's proven over the last several years that they're the best of Madison car dealership? Zimbrick Chevrolet in Sun Prairie. Zimbrick service team takes great care of my vehicle anytime I need to bring it in, for serious issues or just for routine maintenance. For tune-ups, battery checks, tire rotations, oil changes, and much more, they'll make sure all the inner workings of your vehicle are in tip-top shape so you don't get stranded on the side of the road. And of course, if you're in the market for a new or pre-owned vehicle, Zimbrick Chevrolet is the perfect place to start your search. Stop by the dealership or even begin the process online at home by logging on to ZimbrickChevrolet.com. There are always great offers to take advantage of each month. View inventory, schedule a service appointment, and learn more about all Zimbrick Chevrolet has to offer. Call or click at ZimbrickChevrolet.com. That's ZimbrickChevrolet.com. Zimbrick Chevrolet in Sun Prairie, the name you can trust.
Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin present your Badger Minute.
This Badger Minute brought to you by the Great Dane Pub and Brewing Company, Madison's home for craft beer and pub food since 1994. Find the Great Dane nearest you at GreatDanePub.com.
And with your Badger Minute, I'm Alex Gravatt. Sarah Franklin, the Wisconsin Badgers volleyball star, has been nominated for an ESPY for Best Women's College Athlete. Franklin has a litany of personal awards from the 2023 campaign, which resulted in a Final Four appearance, including First Team All-Big Ten, the Big Ten Player of the Year, First Team All-American, and the AVCA National Player of the Year. Franklin is just the third Badger to receive an ESPY nomination while at UW, following Frank Kaminsky in 2015 men's basketball and Blake Jeffreyon in 2010 for men's hockey.
Order today from Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin and pay as low as $18 per window and $81 per patio door per month. Visit PellaWI.com.
Hi everyone, Molly Brown from ESPN Madison here. As the weather warms up, nothing sounds better than enjoying my favorite Southwestern food on the patio at Pasquale's Cantina. Enjoy great food like their burrito bowl, enchiladas, or blue corn tacos with one of their signature margaritas at either of their locations in Verona or Middleton today. Want to enjoy Pasquale's with your family on your own patio? Check out their menu and order their take-home meal kits for 4 online at Pasquale'sCantina.com.
Bringing the flavors of the Southwest to the Midwest. Pasquale's Cantina.
See what everyone is talking about at the club at Lac La Belle. The birthplace of golf in Wisconsin has a rich history you will feel upon arrival. The historic course is open to the public 7 days a week. Experience a round at the club at Lac La Belle. Schedule your tee time today at club@laclabelle.com. Looking for more golf? Take advantage of same-day replay rates and enjoy fine dining and event space after your round. An historic past meets a vibrant future. Go to club@laclabelle.com to start your journey.
Every event tells a story, from the first impression to the final moments. Have someone guide your guests through every chapter the way you want the story told. Hi, it's Jeffrey from Celebrations Entertainment. With a strong presence, great voices, and an award-winning team, trust us to guide, direct, and inform your guests through all the different chapters of the day. For fun, memorable entertainment for any event, please visit us at celebrationsentertainment.com. That's celebrationsentertainment.com.
ESPN Madison is on Wisconsin Sports. Catch up on anything you missed on the Varsity Podcast on Wisconsin On Demand. Brought to you by Zimbrick Honda, a proud supporter of Wisconsin Badger Athletics. If you're looking to purchase, finance, or service a new or pre-owned Honda, shop local, part of the Madison community since 1973.
On the air, on demand, on social, on Wisconsin Sports. Serving Wisconsin sports fans. This is 100.5 ESPN.
It has been a ride. And a fun one at that.
It has.
Jesse, just so we are being properly fact-checked by our many fans, what do you have on the text line?
Several people weighing in saying that they did watch the old black and white home run derby that you were referring to.
Thank you.
I think it was just called Home Run Derby.
I believe so.
Seems to be what many people were saying here. Hank Aaron was on it. They would interview the contestants. Scott in New Jersey says, great show, Home Run Derby. Worst interviews ever during the show. That was a long one, Mick. Yup. And that's
It's true, actually. I remember that aspect of it as well.
The black and white home run derby was nuts. An empty stadium with just a pitcher and catcher and umpire, and the guy not hitting would sit with the play-by-play guy host and get awkwardly interviewed while watching his opponent.
Yep, these are my memories. Not as vivid as J.R. Ewing, but pretty good. And Jesse, we have confirmed we had the wrong name of the ball.
It is the Polino. I have definitely heard of the Polino before after it was referred to on the text line. Yes, not the Penelope.
Tausch will fact check with his bocce ball playing
No,
friends.
I got a fact check call. I got a call as the commercial break went, and he made sure to reference that he said anything that began with the letter P, Polina or Polino, but they called their ball Penelope.
Oh, okay. Well, it's
I guess
learn.
is it a my bad deal? Or is it just, I don't know, I'll take the blame, but I think
seems like
it's
there's a
shady.
running theme of house rules at this house are a little questionable.
Well,
maybe you should just play euchre with them instead.
It's frustrating.
We'll do it again tomorrow. Thanks for coming along for the ride. Have a great day. Take care. Be good.
Miss any of today's episode of Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin? Commercial-free full show podcasts are available free on Wisconsin On Demand.
Listen to Madison Money Guy every Saturday morning at 7 a.m. on 100.5 ESPN and ESPNWisconsin.com.
I like to refer to inflation as the silent killer. It's an invisible risk. It's just the idea that things get more expensive over time. You're going to need milk and eggs when you're in your early 60s and when you're in your early 80s. You're going to get a loaf of bread, and it's going to be more expensive 20 years from now.
Christian Finfrock is the Madison Money Guy. Call him today at 208-1800.
Hi, this is former Badger Pro Football Hall of Famer Joe Thomas. You're listening to 100.5 ESPN WTLX Monona, Madison. Good Karma Brands radio station.
Broadcasting live from the Everlight Solar Studio, this is your Metro Kia of Madison Sports Center.
Good afternoon, Madison. I'm Jesse Nelson. Sports Center, brought to you by Stoughton Health, providing experienced physicians, nurses, therapists, technicians, and staff for personalized, forward-thinking expert health care. Stoughton Health, trusted care, close to home. The Milwaukee Brewers, 7-1 winners yesterday afternoon over the Chicago Cubs at American Family Field, meaning the Crew wins 2 of 3 against the rival Cubs and former manager Craig Counsell, and goes 5-1 on its 6-game homestand, including a sweep of the Texas Rangers in the middle of last week. All 7 runs for the Brewers yesterday scored in the 4th inning, including a Bryce Terang grand slam, Terang's 2nd grand slam of the season, and the Brewers have now hit 5 grand slams in the last 8 games, a mark only met by the San Diego Padres in 2020. The Brewers look to continue the winning ways on a West Coast 4th of July week road trip, starting with 4 games in Denver against the Colorado Rockies, first of which is tonight's 7:40 first pitch at Coors Field. NBA free agency in full swing. Veteran guard DeLon Wright signing a 1-year, $3.3 million deal with the Milwaukee Bucks. Plenty more action on the free agency front. Check it out, ESPNWisconsin.com.
Metro Kia of Madison, Madison's trusted Kia dealer. Stop into Metro Kia on the east side of Madison or MetroKiaofMadison.com.
Now. We tend not to think about now. We dream about tomorrow, relive yesterday. But right now in front of us is victory over cancer. Right now, cancer research funded by the V Foundation is leading to better treatments and saving lives. Victory over cancer is there for the taking by you, because today's cancer research is tomorrow's victory. Learn more